Hello there everybody, Oyman here, and welcome, finally, I think I should say, to Mass Effect. Yeah, I've been sort of talking and teasing about playing this game for a while. It's a game that Here's the thing, Mass Effect is a strange game for me because when I first tried to play it, I actually didn't like it that much. I had real trouble getting into the game, and, I just thought it was kind of boring, like there was nothing going on with it. Especially the Citadel section, but we'll get to that when we get to that. I've got a long, in-depth talk about why the Citadel section is in the game, but also why it sucks, so we'll get to that when we get to that. But, so yeah, I had real trouble getting into this game. I must have tried to play this game about 4 or 5 times, I think, before something clicked, and I was able to just push my way through it. And I actually, once you get past like that first Citadel section, actually get into the game, it starts picking up. And oddly enough, the further you get into the game, the more interesting it gets, or at least for me it did. And then after playing this, as it happens, as I was finishing up this game, Mass Effect 2 happened to be on sale on Steam, and so I immediately bought that and jumped straight into Mass Effect 2, which was a big shock because they changed actually a good chunk of the gameplay in Mass Effect 2. I mean, they don't change like the basics, it's still a, shoulder shooter, but they change a lot of how like your character moves, and they change the controls and stuff, and it was jarring as hell. But Mass Effect 2, I fucking loved. I didn't have any of the problems with Mass Effect 1 with Mass Effect 2. Yeah. And then Mass Effect 3, yeah, well, we'll talk about that when we get to it. That won't be for a long while yet, though. Hello to Zero, and hello to Deadeye. Welcome, welcome, welcome. That's where you are with Mass Effect as well, Zero. I tried at least 2 times. How many have to get into it? Yeah, I don't know specifically what it was that finally clicked the game for me. But something just did. I think what happened was I was so fed up of not having finished the game that I literally forced myself to play through the game. Like I actually sat down and said, okay, just play it. Just freaking get into it. Just play it. And now that I have played it, and now that I more or less know where everything is, the game has a much better flow. You still spend like a fucking hour and a half on the Citadel in that opening section, but it's less annoying because I can just deal with it now. But yeah, like I said, we'll get to the nitty-gritty of why that section is in the game and why it actually kind of sucks for reasons. Yeah, we'll get into that when we get into that. Also, sorry I'm a few minutes late. The game just didn't want to work with OBS. Couldn't get it working at all. Like, not even a little bit. I tried game capture, it saw the game EXE, but just nothing but a black screen, which is not what you want when you're trying to scream something. It was getting the sound, the volume was fine, but it couldn't get the screen. Now I'm actually running it in windowed mode rather than full screen. So I'm hoping that won't cause too much problem. I did eventually manage to get window capture working, but of course, idiot that I am, I never thought to actually test whether OBS can see Mass Effect before I started playing it. And literally 5 minutes before I was about to start streaming, I tried it and I was like, oh, that's not good. Because I'm that kind of person. But it's fine, it's absolutely fine. God, it's warm here today. Anyway, yeah, we shall be getting into this. All in due course. From the chat, if you could be so attentive, I'm going to need name suggestions for my character. Probably going to end up female, because apparently that's just a thing that happens now. In my stream games, when I get to pick a character, that's it, I flipped the coin, and it always ended up female so many times, I thought, fuck it, let's just roll with it, let's just keep the party going, so yes, we will, I want name suggestions for a female character, and, so we'll see what happens. So let's actually get into the new career thing, because one of the things I do actually like about Mass Effect is they put a lot of thought into world building. Like, a lot of thought went into world building, almost too much. Again, we'll get to the Citadel when we get there. And I really like when you start the new career thing, and it sort of is like it's logging you in, and you have to like actually connect and all this stuff. And then the reason why you create your profile is because of corruption in the whole thing. I do like this. Let me know if it's too quiet, by the way. The volume is set kind of low, because I want it to obviously be background related stuff. But if the voices are too quiet, or if you really can't hear the music or what's going on, do let me know, because I can tweak that. Okay, so John Shepard is the default character. I think the female version is Jane, so you got John and Jane, I think. That's what it is. Obviously, you can only change the first name. You can't change the last name because everybody refers to the character as Shepard. It's kind of it's a nice touch because everybody refers to you by name, but you still get to name your character individually. They kind of did the same thing with Fallout 4, but obviously there were limits on that or something. But anyway, yeah, we'll enter a new ID. And so we can go custom male, custom female, quick start male, or quick start female. And of course, these are the default characters. If you've ever seen any of the artwork for the games, like the adverts and stuff like that, these are the characters you will always see. So yeah, as I said, I'm gonna be going. We'll go custom female.
Please log in.
So, come on, guys. I need a name. I will, of course, look around my room to see if I can get any inspiration. But any suggestions, you are welcome to suggest something. So I can see a few ideas just looking around my room right now. But if anyone has a suggestion, by all means, do suggest it. Bearing in mind, this name and what we are choosing here right now with this character creation is what we are going to have through the entire 3 games. From right now to the end of Mass Effect 3. This character is what we have. So, we've got to think very carefully about this. Any suggestions? Chat's suddenly gone very quiet on me. Let's see. We could call them that. There's a possibility over there too. I like to look around my room for inspiration with naming things. Naming things is actually like one of my most annoying things that I really have trouble with naming something. I could just go with Oil or Amon or something like that, but I don't really want to because that doesn't really fit with the character. I want a decent name. I want a good, strong name. Couple of ideas that spring to mind. I'm looking over at I've got a lemon flapjack over here. Lemon could do with a name. So there you go. Lemon is a possibility. Looking around, got some Steven Universe characters over there. Pearl could make an interesting one. Zero suggests Angela. Angela Shepard? Is that a reference to something? Where'd you get Angela from? What other ideas have I got? Nothing else springs to mind. Got Wreck-It Ralph 2 sitting here on the side. I could call her Vanellope. Probably not. I do need to get around to watching that. Just think it sounds nice with Shepard. Also, it's Angel. I'm pretty sure you're going Paragon. How did you know that? Never mind the fact I pretty much mentioned it yesterday. I think I did. But yeah, I mean, I always tend to play characters as good guys because I actually, physically have trouble playing the bad guy. A lot in these games. So, oh, excuse me. It's my asthma's playing up. Could just go Angel. Just Angel in general. That's a decent name, Angel. Because Angel is a nice sort of gender neutral name. You can have guys called Angel, but you could also have a girl called Angel as well. So it works both ways. We could go Angel Shepherd. I could go Shepherd, and that way it makes it seem as though everyone is calling me by my first name. I wonder if anyone's ever done that. Probably, actually. What else? Any other suggestions or ideas? We can't think of anything else in a couple of minutes. We'll just go with Angel, because we don't want to be sat here for too long. I've got a lot of stuff to explain about all this. Any other last minute ideas? I don't know. Any other ideas? Because I'm out. I mean, I could just go with Jill again, but who voices her? Oh, fuck. I know her name, and I cannot remember it off the top of my head. I also noticed the music seems to have run out. So that's the thing. Who voices her? Oh, Christ. Oh, no, there it goes. It's back again. Jennifer Hale, thank you. Yes. Who is also, ironically enough, got a bit role in Grandia 2, which I'm also playing at the moment. Jennifer Shepherd. I think I like Angel. Let's go with Angel. You know what? I liked it the second I heard it, so let's just go with that. Connection established. And I like this, you know, again, because it gets corrupted, you have to recreate your character profile from scratch.
Warning. Data corruption detected.
Which is, again, it's a nice little touch for why you have to recreate your character.
Please reconstruct profile.
Okay, reconstruction.
Confirm pre-service history.
Now, pre-service history, these things, they lead into different aspects of the character. If you're a spacer, then you get 2 Paragon points when you start the game. If you're a colonist, you get a Paragon point and a Renegade point. And if you're Earthborn, you gain 2 Renegade points. So obviously we'll be going Spacer. But they do affect things other than that. Because I remember the first time I played this game, like your past and history that you set up here is actually brought up in the opening dialogue section when you've got Udina and Hackett and Anderson all having a little chat. They specifically bring up the choices you've just made. And the first time I ever played the game, I thought, oh, that's all it's going to be. You know, they'll just have mentioned your past. And, you know, it's just a little thing just to say, hey, look, your decision to do it. But no, the choice you make here actually dictates one of the side quests you get. So if you're... Actually, is it your past history or is it your service record that detects that? It could be both, actually. It might well be both. No, hang on. Let me think. No, it's your service history. Sorry. No, I'm getting confused. It's your service history that the next thing I'll be picking. That's what dictates the quest. Oh, we'll get into that when we get into that. I think your background mostly dictates whether your parents are alive or not. Because I know if you pick Spacer, your parents are alive, or at least your mother is alive. I don't know about your father. But if you're colonist or Earthborn, Earthborn doesn't have parents; they're an orphan. And colonist, your parents are dead. Because of the slavers. But yeah, we'll be going Spacer, so, you know, both of your parents within the Alliance military. Your childhood was spent on ships and stations as they transferred from posting to posting, never staying in one location for more than a few years. Following your parents' footsteps, you enlisted at the age of 18. Partisan JRPGs dead since 1987. Yeah, pretty much. I can't remember. I think he might actually be alive, but I just don't think he's ever really mentioned. I know that the character's mother, you actually speak to her at one point if you pick Spacer, which is a nice touch. You know, how many times do you just play a character whose parents may exist, but it doesn't really matter?
Confirm psychological profile.
Okay, yes, so psychological profile. This is your history, and so yeah, this is the thing. Let's see. Yeah, so Soul Survivor is actually the 50-50 one. Soul Survivor is 1 point to Paragon, 1 point to Renegade. And interestingly enough, now as I said, these things lead into quests in the game. In fact, is it 1 quest each? It might well be 1 quest each. I can't remember exactly how it is, because I haven't played this game in bloody years, actually. So my memory's a little hazy on it. But yeah, these things do actually affect things in the game other than just conversations. They're not just flavor text. They do actually affect like actions and things in the game. So if you pick Soul Survivor, then you were during a service mission, things went horribly wrong, trapped in a survival situation. You were the only one who sort of survived. There's a quest in the game where you find out that, spoiler alert, where you find out there's another survivor. If you pick Soul Survivor, you recognize him, but if you pick War Hero or Ruthless, then you don't, because you were never part of that particular event. War Hero is obviously 2 Paragon points. Ruthless is obviously 2 Renegade points. Obviously, we're going Paragon run, so we're doing War Hero. Early in your military career, you found yourself facing overwhelming enemy force. You risked your own life to save your fellow soldiers, defeat the enemy. Despite the impossible odds, your bravery and heroism earning medals and recognition from the Alliance fleet. Again, these things, it's not just flavor text. This will come up at some point.
Confirm military specialization.
Now, this is more gameplay related, like what kind of character do you want to play? I just like soldiers. You're not even past the character creators, already pretty damn cool from a game design aspect. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of thought put into Mass Effect 3. I mean, it's recognized as an amazing game for a good reason, you know? So, you know, it's not one of those games that just has one really, really cool element and everybody just hops on about that, like Halo was. This game actually has a lot of thought and attention to detail put into it. I mean, when you consider all the choices and variables you can make in this game, that then carry over to a second game where you can make even more choices, that in turn carry over to a third game where you can make even more choices that ultimately all affect how things work out. It's a miracle the third game exists, frankly. And it's little wonder that they actually tried to simplify things down for the third game, because otherwise there may well have been too many variables to count. I don't know if I would have taken enough of a notice in the backstory to notice that in this game. Well, you see, you've got to pay attention to this shit. Or do what I did, and whilst composing a quick reference guide like I used to do, you just realize that there are actually quests you didn't see because you didn't pick the right option. Shh. So yeah, the soldier is your basic gun user, mostly focuses on multiple different kinds of weapons and stuff like that. Engineer, you know, very good at hacking and stuff like that, if that's your bag. The adept is really good with your special magical powers, biotic powers, it's the same fucking thing. I do like how they try to always think up like different words for magic. It's fucking magic. Okay, it might be magical space powers, it's still magic. What class do you recommend for a non-stressful playthrough? I think no matter which class you pick, there's gonna be stress. I mean, soldier is kind of the generic one. You get different kinds of guns. You get a pistol, a shotgun, a machine gun, and a sniper rifle. So you can more or less just blast your way through the enemy. The trick with a non-stressful playthrough is to just pick easy mode. Which is what I'll be playing on. Here's the thing. I don't play Mass Effect for the challenge. I play Mass Effect for the story, because the story is where the meat of the game is. You know, the gunning and the shooting and all that gameplay stuff, that's just there to keep you occupied between all the story-related stuff. At least that's how I see it. You know, in a way, it's kind of like the random battles in an RPG, because, I mean, this is very much an RPG. It's interesting, actually, that the first game in the series very much has a lot of tropes from, like, JRPGs and the like. The second and third game kind of moved away from that. And actually, the RPG elements in the second and third game were almost removed. Like, they're very minimized, and the emphasis becomes even more on the story, and the shooting, of course, is also always there. Personally, I like to play as soldier because, yeah, this machine gun, just, if you keep it topped up, it's brilliant. Absolutely great stuff. And for the record, you can have infiltrator, which is a kind of halfway house between soldier and engineer. You got sentinel, who's a halfway house between engineer and adept, and a vanguard, who's between a soldier and an adept. So you get your three main options, and then you get your halfways between the two. I usually just stick with soldier. One small point to mention is sometimes you will encounter hacking stuff that the soldier cannot hack. I don't think any of them are like necessary for the sake of completion of the game, but for sometimes, for a little of the miscellaneous stuff, having a high hacking could come in handy. But for the most part, as long as you take a character that has hacking abilities with you, you're fine. And I will be doing that because I already know which two characters will be lugging around with me through the whole game. So we're gonna go soldier, and then you can select a bonus talent. Why do it? Oh, that's because I've already completed the game. Yeah, if you complete the game, you get to pick a bonus talent, I think. Lift, throw, warp, I do hack. Should I do hacking? I could go hacking for a bonus talent. I think I get this because I've completed the game. I didn't remember these being on here. I thought that was only Mass Effect 2. Ah, my memory must be playing tricks on me. Actually, is it hacking or is it decryption? Ah, now I can't remember which one it is. It's hacking, electronics, or decryption, and I cannot remember which.
Confirm facial.
I think it's decryption. Okay, so let's change some appearance. So you got a bunch of presets. I'll stick with this one. I wanna... Can we get rid of scars? Nope. Hang on. Where is the scars? Scar. There we go. I don't like scars on my character. It's the future. There shouldn't be scars. Okay, so yeah, you can go with that. I'm definitely going to change that hair. I hate that hair type. And of course you can get your character to move her head around. You can't rotate the character, unfortunately, which is a bit annoying, but what you going to do? Okay, so you got hair colors, which are presets, of course. What do you think? Go brown or maybe black. What hair kinds have we got? I can't even remember. So you got a bun hair. You've got a kind of bob cut. Make it look like your character from Fallout. I don't think I can do that because I gave my character bubblegum pink hair. And you can't have non-typical hair colors in this game because I guess the creators have no imagination. I think I gave her a ponytail, didn't I? I can't even remember now. Come on, back to the front, please. Go back to the... There we go. So we can... Funnily enough, you can have different eyebrow color to your hair color, which just seems wrong. You can have different eyebrow types for... Because of course you can. No eyebrows makes you look really fucking weird. All of these eyebrows just look wrong. And again, maybe that's just me. It doesn't help that they're completely painted on, like they're completely two-dimensional. Doesn't help with their look. Also doesn't help that they look uneven. That's not too bad. Alright, so that's the hair. What eye colors have we got? Iris color, here we go. You can't really zoom in to see it very clearly, but I think that's like sort of bluish green, sort of a lighter green. Oh no, there's blue. Give her very brown eyes. You can only really go through the... Again, this is all default colors. I don't know why the hell I'm spending so much time on this. Let's give her glowing blue eyes. Sort of piercing look. Anything else you think I should change about her? I don't usually spend a huge amount on this. Change the lipstick color if you want. Pale, sort of a redder color. Brown for some reason. Don't know why you'd want brown lips. Is that? Oh, it's the same. That's sort of just a gloss look. I have eyeshadow too. Eyeliner. I think I like that one because it makes the... Yeah, because if you pick that, it makes the eyelashes look like really stand out. Whereas if you've actually got a blush, even if it's an eyeshadow color, sorry, it's not really my area of expertise. But yeah, you can have blushes. I actually kind of like that because it gives her a slightly softer tone. I mean, bearing in mind this game is like, God, what, 12, 13 years old now? Graphics aren't exactly tip-top. I mean, they're good. You know, they still hold up quite well. I did actually look into some HD mods, but I didn't really have chance last night, so I kind of just abandoned the idea. But we could go with this, I guess. It works. Got to do your aerobics in the morning, otherwise you wake up with a sore neck. I can't think of anything else to do.
Profile reconstruction complete.
I really hope I got the right one. I think it's decryption. I honestly cannot remember. It's either hacking or it's decryption. I think hacking might be for characters. Decryption might be for items. I don't know. We'll find out, but if I've got the wrong one, then fuck it. It's too late now. I ain't going back. Okay, so got Angel Shepherd, Spacer, War Hero, Soldier with decryption. That should be fine. Except, yeah. It says you'll be unable to change your settings except at the beginning of the second game where you get a do-over. Because you can totally do that. Alright, let's get into this. So yeah, you asked for, what do you do for a least stressful playthrough. Combat difficulty, set it to casual. Auto level up off. Personally, I suggest you put that off at least until you get your hacking character up to maximum. Have I ever beaten it on Insanity? I've never played the game on any difficulty other than casual. I told you, I don't play it for that. I play it for fun. I don't play it for stress. Games are about de-stressing. I don't want that hard bullshit. I don't need that crap. Subtitles, yes, obviously. Autosave, of course. Why would we not want autosave? Squad powers use is active. Yep. Target assist high. Yeah, sure, whatever. So like I said, you can have squad and player for auto level up. I don't like auto level up on my character for obvious reasons. You can have it on squad only if you want, but as I said, I usually turn it off until I've got all my group. I've looked at, reminding myself of what their abilities are, and then just made sure to get the hacking thing good, because that's always necessary. Alright, so that's fine. We'll do that. Off we go.
Well, what about Shepard? She's a spacer, lived aboard starships most of her life.
Military service runs in the family. Both her parents were in the Navy.
She proved herself during the Blitz, held off enemy forces on the ground until reinforcements arrived.
She's the only reason Elysium is still standing.
We can't question her courage.
Humanity needs a hero, and Shepard's the best we've got.
I'll make the call.
Ooh, what could they be talking about? In the year 2148, explorers on Mars discovered the remains of an ancient spacefaring civilization. In the decades that followed, these mysterious artifacts revealed startling new technologies, enabling travel to the furthest stars. The basis of the incredible technology was the force to control the very fabric of space and time. They called it the greatest discovery in human history. The civilizations of the galaxy called it Mass Effect. Title drop. I'm not an expert, but I think the Great Red Spot would be gone by this point in history. I do like this opening. This music is fantastic. The soundtrack to this game is brilliant.
We Transit mass and destination.
Seth Green. Whatever happened to him? You don't hear about him much these days.
Acquiring approach vector.
Is he still doing Family Guy? He's probably locked into a contract with
All
that.
stations secure for transit.
And dramatic pan and zoom. No, it's just a pan, no zoom.
Approach run has begun.
It's a very good opening because you just see this giant thing, and you're like, "Geez, Louise, what is it? What does it do?" And then they're like, "I'm gonna show you what this does."
Hitting the relay in 3, 2, 1.
And... nice. It's just a giant fucking gun.
Internal emissions sync engaged. All systems online. Drift just under 1500K.
May tweak the volume up a bit.
1500 is good. Your captain will be pleased.
I hate that guy.
Nihilus gave you a compliment, so you hate him.
You remember to zip up your jumpsuit on the way out of the bathroom? That's good. I just jumped us halfway across the galaxy and hit a target the size of a pinhead, so that's incredible. Besides, Spectres are trouble. I don't like having them on board. Call me paranoid.
You're paranoid. The
Oh,
council
yeah.
helped fund this project. They have a right to send someone to keep an eye on their investment.
Yeah, that is the official story. But only an idiot believes the official story.
And you get your first thing. Do you go... Of course, the wheel is very easy to decode, basically. That's good guy, that's neutral, that's bad guy. So, obviously, I'm going good guy, so...
They don't send Spectres on shakedown runs.
So there's more going on here than the captain's...
Good old Jennifer Hale.
Joker, status report.
Just cleared the mass relay, Captain. Stealth systems engaged. Everything looks solid.
Good. Find a comm buoy and link us into the network. I want mission reports relayed back to Alliance Brass before we reach Eden Prime.
Aye, aye, Captain. Better brace yourself, sir. I think Nihilus is headed your way.
He's already here, Lieutenant. Tell Commander Shepard to meet me in the comm room for a debriefing.
You get that, Commander?
He sounds angry. Something must have gone wrong with the mission.
Captain always sounds like that when he's talking to me.
Can't possibly imagine why.
I do like Joker, just as a character. Let me just go into the options a minute. I think I'm going to up the volume a bit. Sounds kind of quiet. Dialogue volume. I'll take it up to 30 and we'll try that. Actually, if we take everything up to 30. Take you up to 40 maybe. If it ends up being too loud, I can always tweak it again. I'm never sure where to set it, you know, because it can be in different places in different games. So you know, you've got to be very careful. So yeah, you got Joker, and you can talk to Caden. We'll be dealing with him again later. You can talk to them as if you wish, but I don't think they've got much to say. I think they just give you a canned response. You can, however, talk to Presley.
And we're getting dragged right along with him.
Relax, Presley. You're gonna give yourself an ulcer.
Congratulations, Commander. Looks like we had a smooth run. You heading down to see the captain?
So again, one of the other things, in case you didn't know, the wheel is more or less self-explanatory, but this gives you generic answers. Things on the left side tend to be, can I have more information, please?
Sounds like you don't trust our Turian guest.
Sorry, Commander. Just having a chat with Adams down at engineering. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. But you have to admit, something's odd about this mission. The whole crew feels it.
You think the Alliance brass is holding out on us?
If all we're supposed to do is test out the stealth system, why is Captain Anderson in charge? And then there's Nihilus. Spectres are elite operatives, top covert agents. Why send a Spectre, a Turian Spectre, on a shakedown run? It doesn't add up.
Of course, it's Mr. Exposition Man, so you can ask him about like stealth systems and stuff. So for flavor's sake, we will be going through this.
I just know it masks our location from scans and sensors. Cutting-edge technology. The Normandy's the only ship with this prototype drive. But why are we fully staffed? A skeleton crew would be cheaper, less chance of security leaks too. Plus there's Nihilus. It's pretty obvious this shakedown run is just
And sometimes if you ask for more information, you can get a good and bad choice on this side. So it always pays attention to actually sort of very carefully think about what it is. But usually options at the top are good, options at the bottom are bad. I'm pretty sure that's universal. I think they tweaked it a bit in Mass Effect Andromeda, but we're not obviously nowhere near that yet. So
For what?
Damned if I know, Commander. We're out here on false pretenses. I'm not a fan of being left in the dark.
You have a problem with the captain?
No, man. But I can't figure out what he's doing here. Captain Anderson.
I like
is one of the most
Anderson.
decorated
It's Keith
special
David.
forces officers in the service. If he melted down all his medals, he could make a life-size statue of himself. You don't send a soldier like that on a do-nothing mission. He's treating this shakedown run too seriously. Something big is going on.
Oh, you're paranoid. I'm sure we won't accidentally unleash an entire wave of evil robots to conquer the galaxy.
You don't trust Nihilus.
I didn't say
I
that.
don't like Turians in general. It runs in my family. My grandfather fought in the First Contact War. Lost a lot of friends when the Turians hit us.
That was 30 years ago. You can't blame Nihilus for that.
No, I guess not. But it still makes me nervous to have a Spectre on board. Especially a Turian. We're an Alliance vessel, human military, but Nihilus doesn't answer to the captain like the rest of us. Spectres operate outside the normal chain of command. And they don't come along just to observe shakedown runs. Nihilus looks like he's expecting some heavy action. I don't like it.
So you get a lot of information, you know, you get the first hint of this First Contact War thing that went on, which is, again, it's nice little flavor bits. Like, one of the things I just love is the world building in Mass Effect. Like, they drop pieces of information casually into the conversation in a way that explains them without, well, you know, in a way that doesn't feel forced, you know? Because that was one of the problems I know a lot of people had with Final Fantasy 13, where they throw words and phrases that the characters know into conversation without explaining it in a way for the player, which is why you have the giant-ass codex thing that you have to read in order to properly understand everything. I mean, if you just play enough of the game, you can understand the story of Final Fantasy 13, but it's an incredibly hard balance to get, because you've got to match exposition to real sounding dialogue, and those two things really don't gel very well, you know, because if you're not careful, you'll end up with a situation where your characters are just explaining everything, and you know, they're not having normal conversations, they're having a conversation for the sake of the listener, you know, they're having a conversation for our sake rather for their sake, as they were just quotes, as you know. Yeah, exactly. As you know is like the worst offender. That's like, everyone in this room knows this information, but because the viewer doesn't, I'm going to explain it anyway. It's like, yeah, it's lazy writing 101. And what this game doesn't have is lazy writing. Like, they go out of their way. Because, I mean, you hear the phrase First Contact War, and just by the name of it, you can kind of get a sense of what it was. You immediately understand that it was clearly something to do with the Turians, and presumably it was humans fighting against Turians, which, of course, you later get confirmed that it was. And it's a really nice way to sort of introduce certain elements, and also specters as well. You know, he mentions about stuff. Now, this game does have codex, and one of the reasons why I'm talking to everybody is because you get XP for it. Dr. Chakwas and Jenkins. I always wonder if his first name's Leroy.
We won't be staying on Eden Prime too long, will we? I'm itching for some real action.
I hope so.
I sincerely hope you're kidding, Corporal. Your real action usually ends with me patching up crew members in the infirmary.
You need to calm down, Corporal. A good soldier stays cool even under fire.
Sorry, Commander, but this waiting's killing me. I've never been on a mission like this before, not one with a Spectre on board.
So Turians were humans' first contact? Yes, the First Contact War, when humans reached the edge of the solar system and reached Pluto, they found that Charon, Pluto's moon, was actually the Mass Effect relay sealed in a block of ice. It was sealed, obviously, to completely cut Earth off from the Mass Effect's relay system. So obviously it was eventually chipped out. It was then reactivated, and we started exploring the galaxy, and the first race we encountered were the Turians, which led to the First Contact War. And it was only when the Citadel Council stepped in to stop it that things finally calmed down, and we realized quite how big the galaxy actually was. Or quite how small the galaxy actually was, really.
What can you tell me about Nihilus?
Turians are generally well respected by the other species. Their fleet has more patrols protecting Citadel space than any other. They don't always get on well with us, though. Some people find them too rigid. Others still blame them for the First Contact War. As for Nihilus, I haven't said more than 2 words to him. He usually only speaks to the captain.
I heard Nihilus once took down an entire enemy platoon all by himself. Man, I can't believe I'm on a mission with an actual Spectre.
What do you know about the Spectres?
Only what I've heard. Spectre agents work directly for the Citadel Council. They usually work alone or in small groups. Spectres don't have any official power, though. Basically, they're a shadow organization with a mandate to preserve and protect galactic stability.
Protect it at any cost. Don't forget that part. Spectres operate above the law.
Why don't we have any of our own people in there?
Spectres usually come from the Council races, like the Turians. We've been trying to get a human accepted into their ranks for years now. So far, it hasn't happened.
Not
Hey,
yet.
Commander, you'd make a good Spectre. You're a war hero, right? Held off an entire enemy fleet during the Blitz single-handed? That's the kind of talent the Spectres are looking for.
This is all just wild speculation. The Spectres aren't interested in recruiting humans, no matter how capable.
How do you control agents with unlimited power?
I suppose the Council could revoke the Spectre status of an agent who got out of hand. At that point, Citadel Security Services would take over.
Those C-Sec grunts wouldn't stand a chance. The Spectres were 20 ordinary soldiers. The Spectres police themselves. An agent goes rogue, they send another agent to take him down. That's Spectre justice.
The Corporal's confusing romantic legends with reality, Commander.
Of course, this is all giving us more information about the Spectres, which obviously plays big into the main story later on.
What's it like?
Eden
Very peaceful,
Prime.
Commander. They've been real careful with development, so you don't have any city noise or pollution. My parents lived on the outskirts of the colony. At night, I used to climb this big hill and stare across the fields back at the lights from the main settlement. It was gorgeous. But when I got older, I realized it was a little too calm and quiet for me. That's why I joined the Alliance. Even Paradise gets boring after a while.
Any idea why Eden Prime was chosen as our destination?
Not really sure, Commander. Eden Prime's one of our most stable colonies. Good place to take the Normandy for a shakedown run, I guess. No real danger there. There's gotta be something else going on. We've got a Spectre on board. That's why I'm so wound up. I can't wait for the real mission to start.
Just treat this like every other assignment you've had and everything will work out.
Easy for you to say. You proved yourself in the Blitz. Everybody knows what you can do. This is my big chance. I need to show the brass what I can do.
You're young, Corporal. You have a long career ahead of you. Don't do something stupid to mess it up.
Don't worry,
Oh,
man.
the
I'm
irony.
not gonna screw this up.
Alright.
He's waiting for me.
Goodbye, Commander.
Hey, look, I got a couple of Paragon points out of it, and a teensy little bit of experience. Hello, Nihilus.
Commander Shepard, I was hoping you'd get here first. It will give us a chance to talk.
The captain said he'd meet me here.
He's on his way. I'm interested in this world we're going to, Eden Prime. I've heard it's quite beautiful.
They say it's a paradise.
Yes, a paradise. Serene, tranquil, safe. Eden Prime has become something of a symbol for your people, hasn't it? Proof that humanity can not only establish colonies across the galaxy, but also protect them. But how safe is it really?
Dun dun dun.
Do you know something?
Your people are still newcomers, Shepard. The galaxy can be a very dangerous place. Is the Alliance truly ready for this?
I think it's about time we told the commander what's really going on.
This mission is far more than a simple shakedown run.
I figured there was something you weren't telling us.
We're making a covert pickup on Eden Prime. That's why we needed the stealth systems operational.
There must be a reason you didn't tell me about this, sir?
This comes down from the top, Commander. Information strictly on a need-to-know basis. A research team on Eden Prime unearthed some kind of beacon during an excavation. It was Prothean.
thought the Protheans
And the
vanished
first mention of
50,000 years ago.
Protheans.
Their legacy still remains. The mass relays, the Citadel, our ship drives. It's all based on Prothean technology.
This is big, Shepard. The last time humanity made a discovery like this, it jumped our technology forward 200 years. But Eden Prime doesn't have the facilities to handle something like this. We need to bring the beacon back to the Citadel for proper study.
Obviously, this goes beyond mere human interests, Commander. This discovery could affect every species in Council space.
We could say, why did we tell the Council? But honestly, that always seemed like a dick thing to say, so I'll just say...
Never hurts to have a few extra hands on board.
The beacon's not the only reason I'm here, Shepard.
Nihilus wants to see you in action, Commander. He's here to evaluate you.
Guess that explains why I bump into him every time I turn around.
The Alliance has been pushing for this for a long time. Humanity wants a larger role in shaping interstellar policy. We want more say with the Citadel Council. The Spectres represent the Council's power and authority. If they accept a human into their ranks, it shows how far the Alliance has come.
You held off an enemy assault during the Blitz single-handed. You showed not only courage, but also incredible skill. That's why I put your name forward as a candidate for the Spectres.
Ooh. I'm guessing he gets a little XP so that people in future playthroughs can choose to skip this section if they want. Yeah, kinda. I mean, it's also worth pointing out that in the early game, actually, thinking about it, I think experience you get is leveled in a sort of a rough roundabout way. I'm not sure about conversation XP and codex related XP, but I'm pretty sure that the experience you get from your enemies is kind of leveled with whatever level you're on. So I'm getting small amounts of experience because, of course, I'm on level 1 at the moment. I think. I may have jumped ahead a couple of levels because I've already got a completed save on this. I'm not sure.
Or would a Turian want a human in the Spectres?
Not all Turians resent humanity. Some of us see the potential of your species. We see what you have to offer to the rest of the galaxy and to the Spectres. We are an elite group. It's rare to find an individual with the skills we seek. I don't care that you're human, Shepard. I only care that you can do the job.
I assume this is good for the Alliance.
Earth needs this, Shepard. We're counting on you.
I need to see your skills for myself, Commander. Eden Prime will be the first of several missions together.
You'll be in charge of the ground team. Secure the beacon and get it onto the ship ASAP. Nihilus will accompany you to observe the mission.
Ooh. Then we can get some more information on the Protheans, which first we've heard about them.
Just what they taught us in school. They were a technologically advanced species that ruled the galaxy 50,000 years ago. Then they vanished. Nobody really knows how or why, though I've heard plenty of theories. But everyone agrees, galactic civilization wouldn't exist without them.
Their citadel is the very heart of galactic society, and without their mass relays, interstellar travel would be impossible. We all owe the Protheans a great debt.
Yes, and they all mysteriously vanished 50,000 years ago. I'm sure that won't come into play in any way in the larger story.
Before we touch down.
It's a peaceful farming world, but it represents something much bigger. Eden Prime is one of our oldest and most successful colonies. It proved we were ready to face the challenges of settling new worlds, to forge a place for humanity beyond Earth. It symbolizes humanity's growth and evolution as a spacefaring species. And after this, it will be known as the world where humans made a discovery of galactic importance.
Ooh, big.
Why is this beacon so important?
All advanced galactic civilization is based on Prothean technology, even yours.
If we hadn't discovered those Prothean ruins buried on Mars, we'd still be stuck on Earth. That was just a small data cache. Who knows what we can learn from this beacon? What if it's a weapons archive? We can't let it fall into the wrong hands.
Like who?
The Attican Traverse isn't the most stable sector of Citadel space. There are plenty of raiders and criminal groups active in the region. They might figure a Prothean beacon is worth the risk of attacking an Alliance ship. Plus, Eden Prime is right on the border of the Terminus systems.
Sort of here we get the shape of the galaxy forming out. We got the Attican Traverse, we got Citadel space, Terminus systems.
Citadel protection. If the Terminus systems attack, it's an act of war.
Technically, yes. But some of the species in the Terminus might be willing to start a war over this.
The last thing the Council wants is to get dragged into a major conflict with the Terminus systems. We have to keep this low-key.
Anyway, that's your lot.
Just give the word, Captain.
We should be getting close to Eden.
Captain, we got a problem.
What's wrong, Joker?
Transmission from Eden Prime, sir. You better see this.
Bring it up on screen.
Get down!
Boom, boom, boom.
We are under attack, taking heavy casualties. I repeat, heavy casualties. We can't get evac. They came out of nowhere. We need.
I love that first shot you see of the ship. It looks like a giant fucking hand.
Everything cuts out after that. No comm traffic at all. Just goes dead. There's nothing.
Reverse and hold at 38.5.
Ding. It really does. It looks like a giant fucking hand. Look at that.
Status report.
17 minutes out, Captain. No other Alliance ships in the area.
Take us in, Joker. Fast and quiet. This mission just got a lot more complicated.
Mm-hmm.
A small strike team can move quickly without drawing attention. It's our best chance to secure the beacon.
Grab your gear and meet us in the cargo hold. Tell Alenko and Jenkins to suit up, Commander. You're going in.
Dun, dun, dun.
Engaging stealth systems. Somebody was doing some serious digging here, Captain.
Your team's the muscle in this operation, Commander. Go in heavy and head straight for the dig site.
What about survivors, Captain?
Helping survivors is a secondary objective. The beacon's your top priority.
Approaching drop point 1.
Nihilus, you're coming with us?
I move faster on my own.
I also think it's funny he says, I'm going to be...
Nihilus will scout out ahead.
I'll finish that thought in a second.
Otherwise, I want radio silence.
We've got his back, Captain.
The mission's yours now, Shepard. Good luck.
Woohoo! And down we go, nice and
We
quick.
are approaching drop point 2.
But yes, we have a major stealth drive. No one can see us on their scanners, but they can still see a giant fuck off ship right in front of you. Which always makes me laugh. But yeah, what I was going to say, it's funny that they say Nihilus is going to be joining you on all these missions. He's going to be observing you, and then in like your first mission, he fucks off by himself. Okay. So you can talk to your characters if you want a bit of flavor text, but nothing too serious. Also worth pointing out, if you ever get lost, you do have a map useful for sort of finding various things, especially if you're not sure like where you have and haven't been. Just useful there. You can get rid of these things. I don't actually know if they're like specifically dangerous. What is the... See, that's the holster button. That is it F? No, is it R? Ah, no, that's that's right. There's no reloading in this game. I'm thinking of the second one.
Perimeter clear.
So yeah, you can do all the normal stuff. Anyway, we'll holster. But if you come over here, right from the off, there is this upgrade kit. Take it. You might as well. Bear in mind, you do have unlimited inventory, but sorry, you don't have unlimited inventory. You do have limited inventory. So it's just a make a point of just clearing your inventory out every once in a while. But we'll get to that once we get to that in more detail. So we're finally into the actual, like, real, we are fighting things gameplay. And it all looks really good. But then... oh no! Something bad is gonna happen because it's a cutscene. I'm sure he's got chicken. Come on. Woo, leveled up. Gotcha. I don't know what those balloon things are. They're just kind of weird.
Smells like smoke and death.
Alright, where is he? Oh, there he is. Jenkins. I hope you enjoy your chicken. Anyway.
right through his shields. We're at a chance.
We'll see that he receives a proper service once the mission is complete. But I need you to stay focused.
Aye, aye, ma'am.
I'll give me a Paragon point. Ooh, 2 Paragon points in fact. Well, there you go. Should be a couple of points in already by now. Oh, actually, that reminds me. We go... No, not inventory. That's the wrong one. We go to... Squad. Interestingly enough, before he dies, you can actually start leveling up Jenkins. You can actually assign him points. I think you can anyway. So I'm going to put some points. Let's see. Definitely put a point into... I'm going to put some points into Charm, because I always like to be able to charm people. And it also gets you things like discounts at shops. Having the ability to persuade people onto your side is always really good. Sabotage, advanced sabotage. So it wasn't decryption then. Can use decryption skill on hard objects. Oh, maybe it was description then. Well, there you go then. What have we got? So we definitely want combat armor, assault rifles. We definitely want up point for assault rifles. We'll put a point into combat armor. What's assault training? Weapon damage +1. We'll put a point into that. Okay, so that's good. And Caden, yeah, you just auto level up. I'm not really that worried about you. Maybe it wasn't decryption. Maybe it was hard objects. Oh well, whatever. Journal. You got a journal, but they just mark all entries as read. Sometimes that never goes away. Mark all entries as viewed just to get it off the bloody thing. There we go. Okay. Oh, incoming.
Got some burned out buildings here, Shepard. A lot of bodies. I'm gonna check it out. I'll try to catch up with you at the dig site.
I'll get into weapon mods and weapon stuff a little later once you've actually got a few to talk about. Whoop! Hello. Come on. Where are you? Out of the way. Bloody gas bag. Where are you? You're over there? There you are. Nice. Put your weapons away because you move faster. Is there an item around here? Oh, no, this is where... Yeah. It's Ashley! Yay! Makes me so happy to see Ashley. She's my favorite character in the whole game. I don't like Ashley. She's annoying. Oh, he might be okay. Maybe. I mean, this is the future. I mean, medical technology must be so much better. We got incoming. Ah. Woo, running. I think I overshot it a little bit. Hey, there goes one. Is that both of them? Hello, Ashley.
Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams of the 212. You the one in charge here, ma'am?
Are you wounded, Williams?
A few scrapes and burns, nothing serious. The others weren't so lucky. Oh man. We were patrolling the perimeter when the attack hit. We tried to get off a distress call, but they cut off our communications. I've been fighting for my life ever since.
Where's the rest of your squad?
We tried to double back to the beacon, but we walked into an ambush. I don't think any of the others... I think I'm the only one left.
This isn't your fault, Williams. You couldn't have done anything to save them.
Yes, ma'am. We held our position as long as we could, until the Geth overwhelmed us.
The Geth haven't been seen outside the Veil in nearly 200 years. Why are they here now?
They must have come for the beacon. The dig site is close, just over that rise. It might still be there.
We could use your help, Williams.
Aye, aye, ma'am.
And you can't say no. Even if you're a complete dick about it, you cannot not take her with you. Unfortunately, you have to have the 3 people in your team. That's the only reason Jenkins died. They killed off Jenkins just so we could get replaced with this little bitch. I don't like Ashley.
What else do you know about the Geth?
Just what I remember from history class back in school. They're synthetics, non-organic life forms with limited AI programming, created by the Quarians a few centuries ago. They were supposed to be a source of cheap labor, but ended up turning on the Quarians and drove them into exile.
Backstory.
After that, they just kind of disappeared behind the Perseus Veil. Nobody's really heard much from them since.
Tell me everything you know about the beacon.
They were doing some digging out here to extend the monorail and expand the colony. A few weeks ago, they unearthed some Prothean ruins, and the beacon. Suddenly, every scientific expert in the colony was interested. That's when they brought us in to secure the site. I don't know much about the beacon itself, but I heard one of the researchers say this could be the biggest scientific discovery of the century.
What happened to the researchers at the dig site?
I don't know. They set up camp near the beacon. The 232 was with them. Maybe their unit fared better than mine.
Describe what happened leading up to the attack.
We were sent out a couple of nights ago from the main colony to secure the area. Seemed like a routine patrol, until the Geth hit us. We never knew they were coming.
What happened to the researchers at the dig site?
I don't know. They set up camp near the beacon. The 232 was with them. Maybe their unit fared better than mine.
Oh, well, there you go.
Have you seen a Turian Spectre around here?
There aren't any Turians on Eden Prime. None that I've ever met. Not sure I'd be able to tell if one was a Spectre anyway.
If you saw this guy, you'd know. Carries enough firepower to wipe out a whole platoon. Luckily, he's on our side.
Sorry,
but is
like I said, no Turians.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, like I said, you can't leave her behind, which is irritating. You get, you get your introduction for this stuff, but I don't give a shit. I'll explain all that stuff in my own time later. Take all. Take. Oof. He could be okay. Come on out in the open, you bastard. Woo, level up. Nice. Oh dear, it's not here.
This is the dig site. The beacon was right here. It must have been moved.
By who? Our side or the Geth?
Hard to say. Maybe we'll know more after we check out the research camp.
You think anyone got out of here alive?
If they were lucky. Maybe hiding up in the camp. It's
Makes
just
sense.
on top of this ridge, up the ramps.
Change of plans, Shepard. There's a small spaceport up ahead. I want to check it out. I'll wait for you there.
Take all that shit. Okay. Press F6? Oh, fair enough. Save it often, you're sure you will not use the progress when you die. Actually, that's not a terrible idea because it's an older game that makes them temperamental and prone to crashing, so...
Keep your guard up.
And here we have our first introduction to husks, which are pretty fucking creepy, you know?
They're still alive.
What did the Geth do to them?
I killed you already. Oh, we don't want weapon overheat. Hate that. Alright. Okay, so we can then go over here. Tell us what you really think. Hang on, I think I lost track of the conversation. About what? If you wander around a bit, you can find little boxes of stuff. Take everything you can, because you can either sell it for money or reduce it down to Omnijo, which is useful to avoid all the very, very annoying hacking.
It's closed. Security lock's engaged.
And look, this is why. Now, here's an interesting thing. hacking in Mass Effect on the Xbox 360 is a very different minigame to hacking on PC. I believe the hacking is a kind of Simon Says kind of thing, like you get a series of rings and you have to remember what the button press is. This is what you get on PC. You get a bunch of little red squares and you control the arrow with left, right, and forward and back, and you have to basically worm your way into the middle before the time runs out. Simple as that. It's not terrible, but
Hurry, close the door before they come back.
Don't worry, we'll protect you.
Thank you. I think we'll be okay now. It looks like everyone's gone.
You're Dr. Warren, the one in charge of the excavation. Do you know what happened to the beacon?
It was moved to the spaceport this morning. Manuel and I stayed behind to help pack up the camp. When the attack came, the Marines held them off long enough for us to hide. They gave their lives to save us.
No one is saved. The age of humanity is ended. Soon, only ruin and corpses will remain.
What else can you tell me about the attack?
It all happened so fast. 1 second we were gathering up our equipment. The next we were hiding in the shed while the Geths swarmed over the camp.
Agents of the destroyers, bringers of darkness, heralds of our extinction.
We could hear the battle outside. Gunfire, screams. I thought it would never end. Then everything went quiet. We just sat there, too afraid to move, until you came along.
Did you notice a Turian in the area?
I saw him, the Prophet, leader of the enemy. He was here before the attack. That's impossible. Nihilus was with us in the Normandy before the attack. He couldn't have been here.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. Manuel's still a bit unsettled. We haven't seen your Turian. We've been hiding in here since the attack.
Can you tell me anything about the beacon?
It's some type of data module from a galaxy-wide communications network. Remarkably well preserved. It could be the greatest scientific discovery of our lifetime. Miraculous new technologies, groundbreaking medical advances. Who knows what secrets are locked inside?
We have unearthed the heart of evil, awakened the beast, unleashed the darkness.
Manuel, please. This isn't the time.
It's actually interesting if you know the story of like where Mass Effect series goes with like the big bad enemy that ends up literally getting unleashed across the galaxy. Like it's fairly obvious that Manuel clearly somehow used an interface with the beacon, much like Shepard will. Spoiler alert for about 20 minutes from now. But yeah, it's clearly obvious that Manuel has somehow interfaced with the beacon himself, and like he has seen what is to come.
What's wrong with your assistant?
Manuel has a brilliant mind, but he's always been a bit unstable. Genius and madness are two sides of the same coin.
Is it madness to see the future? To see the destruction rushing towards us? To understand there is no escape? No hope? No. I am not mad. I'm the only sane one left.
I gave him an extra dose of his meds after the attack.
Now, here's the thing. If you go through the I can shut him up route, which is heavily Renegade, by the way, you actually end up punching him unconscious.
Nobody can stop it. Night is falling. The darkness.
You just sock him right in the face and he goes down.
You'll feel better once the medication kicks in.
I can't remember if any of these are... No, they're not openable. I can never remember which ones are. Okay, so that's all that. But yeah, it is sort of funny that Manuel's ramblings kind of predict the future in a rough way. Hello, Nihilus. Just when you think he's going to be the bad guy, we get this bastard.
Saren. Nihilus.
Gee.
This isn't your mission, Saren.
Do you think he could be the bad guy?
The Council thought you could use some help on this one.
I wasn't expecting to find the Geth here. The situation's bad.
Don't worry. I've got it under control.
Pop. I like how you don't even get the shot like in the cutscene. And then hello.
Look at the size of it.
Oh yeah. Bastard's impressive. Look, it's shrinking. Oh, no, wait. It's going upwards. No, actually, I'm pretty sure it's shrinking. Which I always thought was very funny. Because it's clearly shrinking as it goes up. Alright, we've got some Geth on down here. Hello. Did you get him? Oh, good, you got him.
Think we got him, Commander.
Yes, indeedy do, we did. Alright, so if you then, once you got all them, you go over here, you can find a crate and another door with an easy description. And in. There we go.
Everybody stay calm out there. We're coming out, we're not armed.
Is it safe? Are they gone?
For now.
You're okay now. Nobody's gonna hurt you.
Those things were crawling all around the shed. They would have found us for sure. We owe you our lives.
I still can't believe it. When we saw that ship, I thought it was all over.
It showed up right before the attack. Knew it was trouble the second I saw it, so we made a break for the sheds.
Tell me everything you remember about the attack.
The three of us were working the crops when that ship showed up. We just saw it and ran. I don't know what happened to the rest of the crew.
They were by the garage, over near the spaceport, right where that ship came down. No way they survived.
You don't know that. We survived. If they made it to the garage, they could have had a fighting chance.
Do you know anything about the Prothean beacon they dug up?
We're just farmers. We heard they found something out there, but it never really mattered to us. Not until now.
What else can you tell me about the ship you saw?
I was too busy running to get a clear look at it. I think it landed over near the spaceport.
Tell them about the noise, Cole. That awful noise.
It was emitting some kind of signal as it descended. It sounded like the shriek of the damned. Only it was coming from inside your own head.
It was probably trying to block communications.
Whatever it was, felt like it was tearing right through my skull. Almost made it impossible to think.
Oh, that's interesting, because that will come back later.
Hey, Cole,
so remember that.
Farmers. These guys are soldiers. Maybe we should give them the stuff.
Jeez, Blake, you gotta learn when to shut up.
You have something to tell me, Cole?
Some guys at the spaceport were running a small smuggling ring. Nothing major. In exchange for a cut of the profits, we let them store packages in our sheds.
You're breaking the law, Cole.
We're not hurting anybody. Hell, most of the time I don't even know what's in the packages. Just thought there might be something we could use. I found a pistol. Figured it would come in handy if those things came back. You'll probably get more use out of it than we
Look, this right here is why I want to put points into charm. Because it unlocks all these things. I'm not sure what the charm level on this conversation is. It's probably like 1 or 2 or something like that. But I will be filling out the charm thing because then you get extra bonus stuff.
We're risking our lives to save this colony. You sure there's nothing else in here that could help us out?
Yeah, there's one more thing. I was gonna sell it after this was over, but you probably deserve it more than I do.
Thank you.
Who's your contact at the spaceport, Cole? What's his name?
He's not a bad guy. I don't want to get him in trouble.
And
Besides,
again,
I'm not a snitch.
He might have something to do with this whole attack, Cole. We need his name. It's important.
Yeah, okay, you're right. His name's Powell. Works the docks at the spaceport if he's still alive.
and I think that's your
go.
lot.
Good luck.
The sort of Shepard saying I have to go and then leaving the conversation actually becomes something of a meme in the series, because they say it at the end of like everything, you know, every conversation, and it's very, very funny.
Commander, it's Nihilus.
So you can look at that. I don't think there's anything down here. Just fire. Oh no, wait, you got this. Great kid. Don't actually step in the fire. I'm pretty sure it does actually hurt you. And yes, as we saw, Nihilus is unfortunately dead.
Something's moving over behind those crates.
Wait! Don't shoot! I'm one of you! I'm human!
Sneaking up on us like that nearly got you killed.
I'm sorry, I was hiding from those creatures. My name's Powell. I saw what happened to that Turian. The other one shot him.
I need to know how Nihilus died.
The other one got here first. He was waiting when your friend showed up. He called him Saren.
think they knew each other. Your friend seemed to relax. He let his guard down. And Saren killed him. Shot him right in the back. I'm just lucky he didn't see me behind the crates.
We were told a Prothean beacon was brought to the spaceport. What happened to it?
It's over on the other platform. Probably where that guy Saren was headed. He hopped on the cargo train right after he killed your friend. I knew that beacon was trouble. Everything's gone to hell since we found it. First that damn mothership showed up, then the attack. They killed everyone. Everyone. If I hadn't been behind the crates, I'd be dead too.
How come you're the only one who survived? Why didn't anyone else try to hide behind the crates?
They never had a chance. I was already behind the crates when the attack started.
Wait a minute. You were hiding behind the crates before the attack?
Sometimes I need a nap to get through my shift. I sneak off behind the crates to grab 40 winks where the supervisor can't find me.
You survived because you're lazy?
If you hadn't snuck off for that nap, you'd probably be dead just like all the others.
Yeah, I guess. I don't really want to think about it.
Sometimes you don't need to be good, you just need to be lucky. So we'll go. Cole mentioned you.
You're Cole's contact here on the docks for the smuggling ring.
What? No! I mean, what does it matter now? So I'm a smuggler, who cares? My supervisor's dead, the entire crew's dead. Doesn't matter now, does it?
And you can get some weapons out of it.
Hidden nearby that we could use against the Geth?
A shipment of grenades came through last week. Nobody notices if a few small pieces go missing from the military orders.
You greedy son of a bitch. We're out here trying to protect your sorry ass, and all you can think about is how you can rip us off?
I never thought you'd actually need those grenades. Who'd want to attack Eden Prime? We're just a bunch of farmers. How was I supposed to know?
Forget about him. He's not worth it.
Totally.
You're lucky the commander's here, pal. Hand over those grenades.
They're yours. Take them. My smuggling days are over, I swear.
A lot of Marines died here, Powell. Those grenades could have come in handy. If I were you, I'd think of some way to make it up to them.
Yeah, okay. There is
get even more stuff out of it.
Could be worth a fortune.
This is why you put points into charm right from the off, because it just gets you a bunch of free shit right from the
I
start.
don't need it. I didn't want anyone to get hurt. Really, I'm sorry.
Tell me about
It's
the
just
Geth
so
attack.
good.
It was quick. 1 minute that ship was descending, the next, those Geth were swarming over the platform. Thousands of them. They must have been inside that mothership. They shot anything that moved. It was a massacre.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the beacon?
They brought it here this morning. We loaded it up onto the train and shipped it to the other platform. Hard to believe that was only a few hours ago. Feels like a whole other life.
Tell me about this mothership you saw.
I've never seen anything like it before. It was huge. Landed over near that platform. The whole place got dark as it came down. And it was making this noise, this sound that bored right into your brain. That's what woke me up. The attack came a few minutes later.
Alright.
We need to find that beacon before it's too late.
Yep, let's get the
Take the
hell
cargo
out of
train.
here.
That's where the other Turian went. I can't stay here. I need to get away from all this.
Really? I think the character model may have broken slightly. Hello. Always funny when things glitch out. Alright, let's take care of these Geth. There. Ah, yeah, that's right. You've got a... Alright, so this is the pause thing. If you hold down space, you get the... where's the biotic? Throw. Do it. There it goes. Simples. It's not that hard, really. I don't think you can kill him in any other way. It's like, it's tutorial stuff, so you have to do it in a particular manner or something like that. Could be wrong, but there you go. If I swap over to the sniper rifle, which I like, but it's not very good at long range. Whoa. Woo! Mostly because my snipering skill is absolutely terrible right now. Gotcha. Woohoo! Wish you could run that fast most of the time. But apparently not. Gotcha. And gotcha. One more left. And pop. I think that's your lot. There's the pistol. There's the shotgun. There we have it. That's a med kit. Yes, please. I shall take some Medigel. In speed runs, they will deliberately trigger combat in order to allow for sprinting and then just run past any non-essential enemies. Yeah, the sprinting in this game is kind of weird because it's like you sprint much faster when in combat than when out of combat. Which I assume was like a deliberate choice. It's like you sprint in combat, but out of combat you just jog. Which I guess makes sense in a way.
Destroy the entire colony. Leave no evidence that we were here.
Ooh, how spoopy. Wonder what he's doing. Just practicing my floating ability. Alright, now we're on the clock. 5 minutes to
Demolition charges. The
do all
gas buster
this.
planted them.
Hurry! We need to find them all and shut them down.
It's not hard. You don't have to actually do anything. Fortunately, it's just a case of finding them and then clicking buttons on them. Stop shooting me. Let me switch to you. Damn it. Ah. Gotcha. Die already, will ya? Sheesh. So annoying. Are we? Did you get him? That's nice. Alright. So we can stop the bombs, because obviously we have to. It's kind of necessary. Don't think you can do this without first disarming the bombs. I think it's like story related. It'd be funny if that was a choice you actually could make, you know, disarm the bombs or don't disarm the bombs. But I don't think it's that kind of game. The timer is very generous. I mean, you get 5 minutes to disarm just 4 bombs, and each disarming takes like 5 seconds, so it's really not a problem. Easy. I was deliberately taking my time with those enemies. Ah, well. Okay, one more wave of Geth. Down here. And then that'll be the end of Eden Prime. Oddly enough, you can't return here at a later point. Think we're good. I got them all. Not a problem.
My God. It's like someone dropped a bomb.
Big fucking crater. I'm assuming that's where, like, the ship landed? Yeah. Yeah, it's a big fuck-off crater, so there you go. Now, there's a couple of places around here with some goodies. Take them all for now. You can produce them to Omnigel later. Omnigel is useful. It's really easy to get a lot of Omnigel and a lot of money, truth be told, in this game, so it's barely even a problem. There we go. Take all that. But yeah, you move really slowly when you're not in combat. Like I said, I think it was a deliberate choice, but I'm not sure why. I mean, I think I understand it, but I don't know. It's a little better in the second game. You move this sort of speed in areas that aren't like actual combat areas, I think. Again, it's been a while. Oh, there it is. I knew there was one around here somewhere. I was like, I'm sure there's a... Where are you? Okay, so I think that's everything. I think we have our lot. And look, it's one beacon. I'm gonna have to nip to the bathroom real quick though, so we'll have a look at it when I get back. Be right back, guys. Oh, that doesn't work. And I'm back. Hello. Sorry about that. Nature always calls. Right, let's check the beacon. We did it! We were successful!
Normandy, the beacon is secure.
This is amazing. Actual working Prothean technology. Unbelievable.
It wasn't doing anything like that when they dug it up.
Something must have activated it.
Roger, Normandy. Standing by.
Oh, Caden, what have you done? Yep. Hello. I do like that. It wasn't just, oh, Shepard activated it. It was like, no, Caden, it was the idiot who activated it.
Don't touch her. It's too dangerous.
That was a lot of information going in there. Oh dear. Well, it's partially intact. Maybe? It's half of a good job. I think. Yeah, C grade at least.
We identified the ship that touched down on Eden Prime. The Normandy, a human alliance vessel.
Hello, Counselor
It was
Troy.
under the command of Captain Anderson. They managed to save the colony.
And the beacon.
One of the humans may have used it.
This human must be eliminated.
I like how his ship has a good sense of when to turn on the red lights as well. Like, he gets angry, red lights.
Dr. Chakwas. I think she's waking up.
I'm alive. I'm fine. Don't worry. I'm awake. I'm alive.
You had us worried there, Shepard. How are you feeling?
Minor throbbing. Nothing serious. How long was I out?
About 15 hours. Something happened down there with the beacon, I think.
It's my fault. I must have triggered some kind of security field when I approached it. You had to push me out of the way.
You had no way to know what would happen.
Actually, we don't even know if that's what set it off. Unfortunately, we'll never get the chance to find out.
The beacon exploded. A system overload, maybe. And the blast knocked you cold. Williams and I had to carry you back here to the ship.
I appreciate it.
Physically, you're fine. But I detected some unusual brain activity. Abnormal beta waves. I also noticed an increase in your rapid eye movement. Signs typically associated with intense dreaming.
I saw... I'm not sure what I saw. Death, destruction... Nothing's really clear.
I better add this to my report. It may... Oh, Captain Anderson.
How's our XO holding up, Doctor?
Well, all the readings look normal. I'd say the commander's going to be fine.
Glad to hear it. Shepard, I need to speak with you. In private.
Aye, aye, Captain. I'll be in the mess if you need me.
Sounds like that beacon hit you pretty hard, Commander. Are you sure you're okay?
It's a very cinematic style of storytelling. Yeah, I mean, Mass Effect, in a way, it's kind of an interactive movie. Which, again, I think was definitely the style they were going for. I think that's good. You know, I think it really does prove that the main difference between a movie and a game these days is that games are interactive. I know you can have interactive movies, but they're not really the same in that regard.
I don't like soldiers dying under my command.
Jenkins wasn't your fault. You did a good job, Shepard.
Did we leave Gunnery Chief Williams back on Eden Prime?
I figured we could use a soldier like her. She's been reassigned to the Normandy.
Technically, it was a mistake, but I'll play nice.
Williams is a good soldier. She deserves it.
Lieutenant Alenko agrees with you. That's why I added her to our crew.
Intel dropped the ball, sir. We had no idea what we were walking into down there. That's why things went to hell.
The Geth haven't been outside the Veil in 2 centuries, Commander. Nobody could have predicted this.
You said you needed to see me in private, Captain?
I won't lie to you, Shepard. Things look bad. Nihilus is dead. The beacon was destroyed and Geth are invading. The Council's going to want answers.
I didn't do anything wrong, Captain. Hopefully the Council can see that.
I'll stand behind you and your report, Shepard. You're a damned hero in my books. That's not why I'm here. It's Saren, that other Turian. Saren's a Spectre, one of the best, a living legend. But if he's working with the Geth, it means he's gone rogue. A rogue Spectre's trouble. Saren's dangerous, and he hates humans.
Why?
He thinks we're growing too fast, taking over the galaxy. A lot of aliens think that way. Most of them don't do anything about it. But Saren has allied himself with the Geth. I don't know how, I don't know why. I only know it had something to do with that beacon. You were there just before that beacon self-destructed. Did you see anything? Any clue that might tell us what Saren was after?
Just before I lost consciousness, I had some kind of vision.
A vision? A vision of what?
I saw synthetics. Geth, maybe. Slaughtering people. Butchering them.
We need to report this to the Council, Shepard.
What are we gonna tell them? I had a bad dream?
We don't know what information was stored in that beacon. Lost Prothean technology? Blueprints for some ancient weapon of mass destruction? Whatever it was. Saren took it. But I know Saren. I know his reputation is politics. He believes humans are a blight on the galaxy. This attack was an act of war. He has the secrets from the beacon. He has an army of Geth at his command, and he won't stop until he's wiped humanity from the face of the galaxy.
I do like how sort of Saren is simply shown as being this sort of anti-human guy, and you realize there's a lot of anti-human sentiment because we're the new guys and all that stuff, and in actuality that's barely even a part of it. You'll slowly see that as the game goes on.
I'll find some way to take him down.
It's not that easy. He's a Spectre. He can go anywhere, do almost anything. That's why we need the Council on our side.
We prove Saren's gone rogue and the Council will revoke his Spectre status.
I'll contact the Ambassador and see if he can get us an audience with the Council. He'll want to see us as soon as we reach the Citadel. We should be getting close. Head up to the bridge and tell Joker to bring us into dock.
Okay. Bunch of experience. Didn't I, yeah, I did level. No, wait, no, that's infantry. I don't want infantry. I wanted... No, not that. L? K? J. No, not J. What's the... U? Ah, U. There we go. Yes, I got some talent points out of it. So we can look, as you can see, I got an extra point in charm. I don't know where the hell I got that from, but apparently there it is. Doing an extra point to charm. No point putting any points into intimidate. As long as you charm people, you're fine. Soldier, decryption. Guess we'll put a point to that. We'll need points into that as time goes on. We want an extra point in assault rifles, because we really want to unlock sniper rifles at some point. Point into combat armor. Another point into assault training. And we'll put a point into soldier too. That'll do it. So we can wander around a bit. I think, can we talk to Chakwas? Is she in here? No, she's not. Never mind. Oh, replenish your Medigel supply. Useful if you need it, but I don't, so sod it.
Glad to see you're okay, Commander.
Also, here's a question for you guys. Who should I romance? Should I romance Caden? Should I romance Liara? Or should I not romance anyone? Because those are your only two options in the first game. So you can either romance Caden, romance Liara, or romance no one and then get to choose to romance someone in the second game. Those are your options. Always open for opinion.
Commander, I'm glad to see you're okay. Losing Jenkins was hard on the crew, and I'm glad we didn't lose you too.
Things were pretty rough down there.
Yeah, you never get used to seeing dead civilians. Doesn't seem right somehow. But at least you stopped Saren from wiping out the whole colony.
I couldn't have done it without you.
We're Marines. We stick together. And I'm just sorry that we lost Jenkins.
Zero just says Liara right off the bat. Fair enough.
Yeah, I wish I could have done something to save him.
I was there. You did everything right. It was just bad luck. It's been a hell of a shakedown, Cruz. Our first mission ends with one Spectre killing another. The Citadel Council's not going to be happy about that. Probably use it to lever more concessions out of the Alliance.
You've got a good grasp of the situation. You a career man?
Yeah, a lot of biotics are. We're not restricted, but we sure don't go undocumented. May as well get a paycheck for it. Besides, my father served. I made him proud when I enlisted. Eventually. But is that why you're here? Because of your family?
I was a regular Navy brat. I got a little more noteworthy than the folks expected.
Oh, that's right, the Blitz. I imagine that bought you any post in the fleet. Word is we're heading for the Citadel, ma'am. Can you, tell me why?
The captain hopes the ambassador can get an audience with the council. Tell them what Saren's been up to.
Makes sense. They'd probably like to know he's not working for them anymore.
Hmm.
Whatever happens, we'll be ready, Commander.
Get a couple of Paragon points out of it. I do like, one of the weird things is that this game sort of just dumps people around the ship. It gets more dynamic as each game goes on, because in the second game, every person has their set area. But in the third game, they have their set area, but they also move around and actually interact with each other. So, and then that was expanded even more in Andromeda. You can pick up a couple of things from Shepard's locker there if you need
Commander? Is there something you need?
to. You can talk to her for a bit if you want.
Did you end up serving on an
I think this gets me some codex
I
points.
enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse, and the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth, or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
Chuckwas is a good egg. She's a constant companion throughout the 3 games.
Now. He knows when to let things slide and when to crack the whip. The crew knows he's seen pretty much anything they'll ever run into. And he cares about the people under his command.
Well, do you know the lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission. But he has an impressive service record. Over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side effects. Hayden's lucky. He just gets migraines.
Now we get a little insight into the world of biotics there. You know, space magic, as I call it, because that's effectively what it is. I think you can... I can't remember if it's one of these or if it's one of... It might be later on. Sometimes some of the codex points don't unlock until later on in the game for some reason. Never did work out why. Hello, Ashley.
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. The crew could use some good news after what happened to Jenkins.
Jenkins was a valuable part of this crew.
Part of me feels guilty over what happened. If Jenkins was still alive, I might not be here.
Unfortunately, you earned it.
You belong on the Normandy.
Thanks, Commander. That means a lot from you. I've never met anyone who was awarded the Star of Terra.
Things were pretty rough down there. Are you okay?
I've seen friends die before. Comes with being a Marine. But to see my whole unit wiped out, and you never get used to seeing dead civilians. But things would have been a lot worse if you hadn't shown up.
We couldn't have done it without you, Williams.
Thanks, Commander. I have to admit, I was a little worried about being assigned to the Normandy. It's nice when someone makes you feel welcome.
Oh, considering Jenkins had to die just so she would fit into the party, that's kind of true. Yeah, pretty much. Because you can't have 4 people in a party, God forbid.
I think you're gonna fit in here just fine, Williams.
Thanks, Commander.
Ooh, you get some Paragon points out of it. Here's Anderson, although I don't think he'll talk to me.
Go speak to Joker when you're ready. Tell him to bring the Normandy into dock.
We finally get to actually properly explore the Normandy. You can actually go down into the underground area, which is your fixed position as the elevator goes. I think elevators in this game always used to hide loading screens. I'm pretty sure. Don't forget, this was originally like a 360 game, so loading times aren't really affected by my hardware. Some are, but most aren't. Here's actually everybody's lockers. You can change their equipment if you really want to. I'm not going to bother. Not now anyway. I'll do that when they're actually the thing. And here we have the Mako. Yay. I'll be using this bad boy later, but much later. That'll be a while away yet. Actually, what was... There it is. Get your codex entry and a little bit of experience. And we have the requisitions officer.
Hey, Commander, looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
So it's actually one of the things that's quite nice. It's a nice little sort of game mechanic. As you go around to all the different shops across the galaxy, you know, in the game, you can buy licenses. And for every license you buy him, his stock increases and improves. He rotates things around, so, you know, checking in with him on a regular basis is a good idea. And it's nice to have a shop on board your ship, because obviously all the other shops in the game, they're fixed locations. You can't just buy stuff from them at any point. So buying the licenses from the shop basically puts their shop into this guy. So it's a nice way to sort of bring in all the shops into all the different places together into one place.
Manufacturers sell licenses. Each license allows me to buy and sell a certain brand.
And he's going to explain all of this.
I already have several basic ones, but you'll need to buy more if you want me to bring in different brands. Many of the best licenses are hard to get, but they're well worth the cost if you can find them.
What do the different manufacturers offer?
There are too many for me to keep track of, but each license will explain what it's good for.
How often will you get new items?
Well, that depends on how many licenses you've purchased, but I'll rotate items on a regular basis regardless. And anytime we land someplace with a big enough port, I'll buy, sell, and trade whatever I can. Check back often. I need to move items quickly, so only the most basic items will be stocked consistent.
So we can have a quick look at what he's got.
You bet, Commander.
And he's got a whole bunch of level 7 stuff there. You got level 4 stuff here. He's got some level 3 and level 1 stuff. Obviously, the higher the level here, I think the highest level is 8. No, actually no. The highest level is 10. Sorry, no. There is an X. There is X model. So I think the highest level might actually be 10. Maybe, or am I thinking of? I might be thinking of a different game. I think the highest level is at 8 or 10. We'll find out as we get later into the game. But you got this Spectre Master here. As you can see, it's bloody expensive, especially compared to the money I've got right now. But that's perfectly to be expected because we're at the beginning of the game. We'll buy that shit later. Look here, we got the engine room. Oh, it doesn't look all pretty. And examine that for some codex points. Examine that for some codex points. Ignore the sirens outside the window. And look, we can talk to Adams. We can talk to him more later on, I think, once we've cleared the Citadel section. We'll be fine. And back on up we go. Would you believe, unsurprisingly, there is a mod that shortens elevator rides. You know, if you've got the PC version and you want to install such a thing. Tends to make the game a little glitchy, though, so I don't have it installed. It can potentially break certain quests if you're not careful. So I haven't got it installed. Because there are certain quests, and we can examine that for a codex entry. There are certain quests that are triggered by... Did you do something weird just then? I thought I saw your foot poking the wrong way. But yeah, there's certain quests triggered in elevators.
I'm glad you're okay, Commander.
Ah, the galaxy map. You shall be mine soon enough. Examine that for a codex entry. Hey, and I leveled up too. So you see, it's worth checking these codex entries. You get tiny little bits of experience, but it all adds up. One of those. No, that's the way out, but we don't want that yet. There's Joker. There's a codex entry on one of these terminals at one point. No, I guess not. Alright then.
Good timing, Commander. I was just about to bring us into the Citadel. See that taxpayer money at work.
Here we get the introduction to the Citadel, which again, very nice, very cinematic. How it sort of peeks out from behind the clouds as you go past. Like, whoa, wait, what was that? It was the Citadel. They got great, like, showmanship with all this stuff, you know?
Look at the size of that ship.
The Ascension, flagship of the Citadel fleet.
Well, size isn't everything.
Why so touchy, Joker?
I'm just saying you need firepower too.
Look at that monster. Its main gun could rip through the barriers in any ship in the Alliance fleet.
Good thing it's on our side then.
Citadel Control, this is SSV Normandy, requesting permission to land.
Stand by for clearance, Normandy. Clearance granted. You may begin your approach. Transferring you to an Alliance operator.
Roger, Alliance Tower. Normandy out.
Normandy, this is Alliance Tower. Please proceed to Dock 422.
And we're in. Welcome to the boring part of the game.
This is an outrage! The Council would step in if the Geth attacked a Turian colony?
The Turians don't found colonies on the borders of the Terminus systems, Ambassador.
Humanity was well aware of the risks when you went into the Traverse.
What about Saren? You can't just ignore a rogue Spectre. I demand action!
You don't get to make demands of the Council, Ambassador.
Citadel Security is investigating your charges against Saren. We will discuss the CSEC findings at the hearing, not before.
Captain Anderson, I see you brought half your crew with you.
Just the ground team from Eden Prime, in case you had any questions.
I have the mission reports. I assume they're accurate?
They are. Sounds like you convinced the Council to give us an audience.
They were not happy about it. Saren's their top agent. They don't like him being accused of treason.
Saren's a threat to every human colony out there. He needs to be stopped. The Council has to listen to us.
Settle down, Commander. You've already done more than enough to jeopardize your candidacy for the Spectres. The mission on Eden Prime was a chance to prove you could get the job done. Instead, Nihilus ended up dead and the beacon was destroyed.
That's Saren's fault, not hers.
Then we better hope the CSEC investigation turns up evidence to support our accusations. Otherwise, the Council might use this as an excuse to keep you out of the Spectres. Come with me, Captain. I want to go over a few things before the hearing. Shepard, you and the others can meet us at the Citadel Tower, top level. I'll make sure you have clearance to get in.
And that's why I hate politicians.
I actually agree with you on that front, Ashley. Udina is an arsehole through and through. Right, so here's fun. Go over here, crack this easy description, and come on, let me in. Let me in. Let me in. And you get a side quest. That's it. You just crack the description and you get a side quest. If you check the journal, unusual readings, very good stuff. Alright, so I'll cross that off on my list because I've got it. Once I've got it on track, I don't exactly need to keep it around. So, you can actually come into here if you want to meet two new species. I will say, I like the distinction between the two species. The, what are they called? The Elcor are genuinely interesting. Like, they're nicely designed. They're, firstly, they're quadrupedal, and the way in which they talk, interesting.
Human, it is always good to see your kind. I am Ambassador Kalen. Genuine query. Is there something I can do for you this day?
Why do you explain what you're about to say?
Our people communicate less through words and more through scent and slight movements. Plainly, we discovered our vocal expression was not enough to convey the feelings of our conversations to other species.
Why do you bother, Kalen? These Earth Clan don't really care about our ways.
Remorseful response, Din. You don't truly believe that, and if you do, I am very sorry for you.
Tell me more about your species.
Genuine enthusiasm. I delight in telling the history of my people. It is agreeable to share our culture with others.
Of course, again, this gets you codex points, and also just learning about the species and the cultures is good.
The Elcor were just beginning.
I could skip this, but I want to show everything.
Asari first made contact with us. With their help, we discovered the relay closest to our system, and from there the Citadel. Proudly, within one lifetime we established a regular route to the Citadel, and quickly became one of the more active species living on this great station.
I'd like to know more about the culture of the Elcor.
Frankly, we Elcor prefer the safety and familiarity of our own colonies to the confines of space travel. Our society is built on small, tight-knit groups, though we are always welcoming to outsiders. Our government tends to be very stable. Our people are not very comfortable with sudden changes.
Considering how fast they move, that's not a surprise.
What do you do here?
Modestly, I work to bring the problems and the requests of the Elcor groups to the attention of the Council.
Ha! They only give us these positions to keep us quiet. The Council doesn't care about our races.
Chastising rebuke. Your tone is inappropriate, Din. This human is not to blame for your malcontent or your misconceived suspicions.
Goodbye, Ambassador.
People should act like this on the internet. Like, when they're saying something, they should always, like, type out what they actually mean to say beforehand. just for fun.
Earth Clan, you are in the wrong place, I think. Your ambassador is next door in the large office.
Chastising remark. Don't be so rude, Din. At least introduce yourself.
I am Din Korlak, Volus Ambassador. Is there something I can do for you, Earth Clan?
The Volus are kind of weird because they're almost never play a big part in pretty much anything, but they're always kind of there in the background, which I think is perhaps the point of the species, seeing as it was the Volus that apparently established the galactic economy, which is impressive.
You are in the embassy for the Volus and the Elcor.
Your ambassador is next door, in his own office.
Yeah, I know.
In this shared space, I aid my fellow Volus when I'm not being interrupted.
All the Volus have a chip on their shoulder, and of course, because they're so small, it's heavier than most.
I'd like to know more about the Volus.
I'm sure our history and culture would bore you, Earth Clan.
No, I still want to hear
Actually, I would like to know more about your history.
My people came to the Citadel shortly after the Asari and Solarians had discovered it. We were instrumental in establishing a standardized galactic economy. However, despite our long association with the Citadel and our many contributions to galactic society, we still do not hold a seat on the Council.
Yeah, not a surprise.
Tell me about Volus culture.
We are tribal by nature, but our ways are not violent. We barter and trade our lands and tribe members in order to increase status. Larger tribes often engulf smaller ones and eventually split again. Our society is very malleable, and our government is always shifting and changing. Since we're not physically adept, we trade our services for protection.
Which I think is a nice idea, because obviously they're very short and squat. Does make you wonder what they look like outside the suits, but to the best of my knowledge, you never actually see that. They're a bit like the Quarians in that regard, although they wear suits not because of like atmospheric reasons or anything like that. They wear it for disease reasons. Whereas I'm pretty sure the Volus, I don't think they can survive without their suits. I could be wrong on that one, but...
What is it you do here?
I look out for the best interests of the Volus people. No easy task considering how often we are overlooked by the Council.
Chastising rebuke, Den. The Council favors your species greatly.
You are naive. The Earth Clan will be invited to the Council long before our species will.
Why aren't the Elcor or Volus part of the Council?
All species must prove themselves before they join the Council. All but the Earth Clans, it would seem.
Dismissive. Ignore the Volus ambassador, human. He is incorrect in his assessment.
Really? How long have we been waiting? How long do you think we'll continue to wait? Bah, this talk is wasted on the humans.
Anyway.
Goodbye, Ambassador.
We'll be nipping back in here again later to deal with that little bug over there. Okay, what's next? We've got a couple of people in this room down here. Is that? No, that opens up later. Does that open up later, or am I thinking of somewhere else? Might be thinking of somewhere else. There's a lot of talking in this game, but I don't mind that because it gives my voice a break. I can't remember where. Are there any other quests we can kick off now, or do they kick off later? Open up. I think there's a quest that kicks off in this room later.
I can't believe I landed a job here. This place is fantastic.
Codex entry. More stuff.
Human, delighted, welcome.
So yeah, you got a little bit of XP dotted around here or there. I think.
This place seems strange. Don't believe the rumors. What do you want? Oh, Commander.
Hello.
Is there something I can do for you?
Relax, Private. This isn't an inspection.
Right, sorry. What can I do for you, Commander?
His voice sounds familiar.
What can you tell me about the Asari consort?
Well, she's an Asari who works here as... That is, she helps people with things.
You never went to see her, did you, Fredericks?
No, I never did. I couldn't afford it. It costs half a year's credits just to go in and talk to her.
Ah, the
Please tell me where
consort.
I can find her.
Sure. She's across the bridge from the embassies.
Thanks, kid. Have fun. Try not to get into too much trouble.
I will. Have fun, that is.
Yeah, there's another one of the bugs out there. We'll deal with them all in good time. Okay, so I need to think. Are there any quests you can really kick off? I think there's one other quest. You can talk to this guy here, but what you actually want is this. It's got another hacking thing. Ooh. And you get another journal. You get unusual readings. No, wait, we had unusual readings before. This was strange transmission. Ooh, mysterious. So yeah, that's another side quest that you can do once you're out there in the big, wide galactic world. So that's good. So I think we're good. We could talk to Avina, but I think I've wasted enough of you guys' time as it is. Let's actually move forward with the thing. I do find it interesting you've got fast travel things here where it's not really as much of a problem to just run around here. I mean, the loading screens, I suppose on PC the loading screens are better these days, but yeah. Oh, that reminds me, I need to install that mod on Mass Effect 2 when we get around to that. Faster loading screens. That's one of the interesting weird things about Mass Effect 2 is that the loading screens are automatic animations that always take a certain amount of time. And in reality, the loading happens much faster, especially on modern PCs. So that's a thing. Anyway, we've got to go this way.
Look at that bug thing over there. What's it doing?
We'll deal with that later. Right, we got to go up here first. And here we have the nice, long elevator rides. They even have the cheesy elevator music, which is extra funny. Probably can't hear it because the music's quite loud, but got some music in the background.
Wasn't gonna ask me any questions, are they?
I doubt it. We've made our reports. Now we just have to trust Ambassador Udina.
No, we don't, sir.
Ashley doesn't trust anyone. That's why she's a bitch. Literally. Maybe I should install the short elevator mods. Ah, hello.
Saren's hiding something. Give me more time. Stall them.
Stall the council. Don't be ridiculous. Your investigation is over, Garrus.
Hello, Garrus. You're going to be coming with me a lot.
Commander Shepard, Garrus Vicarian. I was the officer in charge of the CSEC investigation into Saren.
Who were you just talking to?
That was Executor Palin, head of Citadel Security, my boss. He'll be presenting my findings on Saren to the council.
Sounds like you really want to bring him down.
I don't trust him. Something about him rubs me the wrong way. But he's a Spectre. Everything he touches is classified. I can't find any hard evidence.
I think the council's ready for us, Commander.
Good luck, Shepard. Maybe they'll listen to you.
I like Garrus. Garrus is fun. I think you can actually romance him in Mass Effect 2, and the dialogue is hilarious because he's really not good at it. Let's go.
Hearing's already started. Come on.
The Geth attack is a matter of some concern, but there is nothing to indicate Saren was involved in any way.
The investigation by Citadel Security turned up no evidence to support your charge of treason.
An eyewitness saw him kill Nihilus in cold blood.
We've read the Eden Prime reports, Ambassador. The testimony of one traumatized dock worker is hardly compelling proof.
I resent these accusations. Nihilus was a fellow Spectre and a friend.
That just let you catch him off guard.
Captain Anderson, you always seem to be involved when humanity makes false charges against me. And this must be your protege, Commander Shepard, the one who let the beacon get destroyed.
The mission to Eden Prime was top secret. The only way you could know about the beacon was if you were there.
With Nihilus gone, his files passed on to me. I read the Eden Prime report. I was unimpressed. But what can you expect from a human?
Saren despises humanity. That's why he attacked Eden Prime.
Your species needs to learn its place, Shepard. You're not ready to join the Council. You're not even ready to join the Spectres.
He has no right to say that. That's not his decision.
Shepard's admission into the Spectres is not the purpose of this meeting.
This meeting has no purpose. The humans are wasting your time, Counselor, and mine.
Saren's hiding behind his position as a Spectre. You need to open your eyes.
What we need is evidence. So far, we've seen nothing.
There is still one outstanding issue. Commander Shepard's vision. It may have been triggered by the beacon.
Are we allowing dreams into evidence now? How can I defend my innocence against this kind of testimony?
I agree. Our judgment must be based on facts and evidence, not wild imaginings and reckless speculation.
Do you have anything else to add, Commander Shepard?
You've made your decision. I won't waste my breath.
The Council has found no evidence of any connection between Saren and the Geth. Ambassador, your petition to have him disbarred from the Spectres is denied.
I'm glad to see justice was served.
This meeting is adjourned.
It was a mistake bringing you into that hearing, Captain. You and Saren have too much history. It made the Council question our motives.
I know Saren. He's working with the Geth for one reason. To exterminate the entire human race. Every colony we have is at risk. Every world we control is in danger. Even Earth isn't safe.
How do you know
Tell me
Saren?
about this history between you and Saren.
I worked with him on a mission a long time ago. Things went bad. Real bad. We shouldn't talk about this here. But I know what he's like. And he has to be stopped.
What's our next step?
As a Spectre, he's virtually untouchable. We need to find some way to expose him.
What about Garrus, that CSEC investigator? We saw him arguing with the Executor.
That's right. He was asking for more time to finish his report. Seems like he was close to finding something on Saren.
Any idea where we could find him?
I have a contact in CSEC who can help us track Garrus down. His name is Harkin.
Forget it. They suspended Harkin last month, drinking on the job. I won't waste my time with that loser.
You won't have to. I don't want the Council using your past history with Saren as an excuse to ignore anything we turn up. Shepard will handle this.
You can't just cut Captain Anderson out of this investigation.
The Ambassador's right. I need to step aside.
I need to take care of some business. Captain, meet me in my office later.
Harkin's probably getting drunk at Cora's Den. It's a dingy little club in the lower section of the wards.
Maybe there's another way to find evidence against Saren.
You should talk to Barla Vaughn over in the financial district. Rumor has it he's an agent for the Shadow Broker.
The Shadow Broker?
An information dealer. Buys and sells secrets to the highest bidder. I've heard Barla Vaughn's one of the top representatives. He might know something about Saren, but his information won't come cheap.
Oh, there's a lot of things we can ask about there.
You and Saren have a history. What happened?
About 20 years ago, I was part of a mission in the Skillian Verge. I was working with Saren to find and remove a known terrorist threat. Saren eliminated his target, but a lot of people died along the way, innocent people. And the official records just covered it all up. But I saw how he operates. No conscience, no hesitation. He'd kill 1,000 innocent civilians to end a war without a second thought.
Killing innocents doesn't end wars. It causes them.
I know how the world works, Commander. Sometimes you're forced to make unpleasant decisions, but only if there's no other way. Saren doesn't even look for another option. He's twisted, broken. He likes the violence, the killing. And he knows how to cover his tracks.
Ah, the Shadow Broker.
Tell me more about the Shadow Broker.
He's a necessary evil of galactic politics. Buying and selling information is a part of the game. And the Shadow Broker just happens to be the best player on the field. Always sells to the highest bidder. Doesn't get involved in politics. Doesn't pick sides. A simple system, but it works. He's not a threat to anyone, not directly. He's just a resource we can use, or she is. Or maybe they are. Nobody really knows.
I do kind of like this idea that you have this, what appears to be this lovely, pure, sort of nice-looking galaxy. Everybody gets along. I mean, there are some unpleasant sides of things, but no, there's this completely, like, legitimately recognized underbelly to everything. And, yeah, there's just, you know, like, you get the Shadow Broker and you get information dealers, you know, information is a literal commodity.
The guy joined CSEC about 20 years ago. He's been an embarrassment to our species ever since. Roughing up suspects in custody, bribery accusations, alcohol and drug use. The embassy used to step in when he got in trouble. But I guess enough was enough.
Guy's a scumbag. He should have been cut loose a long time ago.
He was one of the first human CSEC officers. Guess it would have looked bad if he got fired. A lot of backroom deals were worked out over the years to keep him on the force. Politics is a dirty business sometimes, but it looks like his time's run out. We've got enough humans in CSEC now to stop protecting him.
Oh yeah, we'll deal with him later.
The ambassador doesn't seem to get along with the council.
He's just frustrated. The council's always preaching that we need to be part of the galactic community. But for them, it's a one-way street. They want us to expand and settle unstable regions like the Skillian Verge and the Attican Traverse. But when we run into trouble, they don't want to help us out. Everyone knows it's only a matter of time until we get a seat on the council. The ambassador just thinks it should happen sooner rather than later. And I agree.
Too independent? Why do we bother?
Maybe they'd let us join the council if we were more willing to cooperate with the other species.
Of course they would. If we did everything they told us to, they'd love to have us on the council. But it wouldn't be much of a deal for us. I understand their side. They don't want us dominating the council. It's founded on cooperation and alliances. But we have to look out for our own interests too.
Tell me about
Balaban.
He specializes in moving large sums of money without leaving a paper trail. A financial genius, doesn't do anything illegal, but he knows all the loopholes. He's got an impressive client list. Ambassadors, diplomats, specters. That's probably why the Shadow Broker uses him.
And lastly,
I want to know more about the Spectres.
They're not your typical government agency. They tend to work alone, behind the scenes. They take care of problems the Council can't. It's not easy preserving peace across an entire galaxy. The Council prefers to use diplomacy and negotiation. But sometimes more extreme measures are needed.
How do they decide who becomes a Spectre?
You can't just apply to join. There's no training program. Spectres aren't made. They're born. The Council's always looking for exceptional individuals. People who can get the job done. Like you. They've been watching you for years. They see something in you. They want you on their side. Nihilus was supposed to give them a final recommendation. But with him gone, things are still up in the air.
What's their command structure like?
There is no command structure. Each Spectre answers directly to the Council. Sometimes they're sent on specific missions. Other times, they act on their own. They tend to operate outside the law, do whatever it takes to accomplish their goals. The Council just turns a blind eye. Spectres have a lot of power, Shepard.
They sound like shadow operatives.
Everything about them is classified. We don't even know how many there are. The latest Alliance estimate puts their numbers under 100. But the Council couldn't do its job without them. They're the Citadel's top agents, the last line of defense, the final option before open war. The entire galaxy respects and fears them. If a Spectre shows up, you know something big is about to happen.
What happens when a Spectre goes rogue, like Saren?
It doesn't happen often. The Council is careful when they select their candidates. But when something does go wrong, there's usually only one solution. Send another Spectre to bring the rogue agent down.
I think that's the lot.
I should go.
Good luck, Shepard. I'll be over in the Ambassador's office if you need anything else.
That gives us a little bit of experience and Paragon points because I was trying to play nice. Okay then, so let me think. Alright, so we can start off a little mini quest to scan a bunch of keepers. There he is.
That guy's up to something.
Hello.
Oh, no, I wasn't. Never mind.
Oh, your voice is quiet.
Yes, is there something you want?
That's a bit better.
Why are you so interested in the Keepers?
Keepers? I've got no interest in the
Don't get coy. I know what I saw.
I'm not so sure I should be talking to you about this.
We're just talking. Is there something wrong with that?
No. I guess it wouldn't hurt to tell you. I'm using a small scanner to gather readings on the Keepers. So far I've had mixed results. I find it difficult to get near the creatures.
Why were you being so secretive about it, though?
Well, technically we're not supposed to disturb the Keepers. I don't really think my scanning disturbs them, but the authorities might disagree. I'd like to do it more openly, but it's not really worth getting arrested over.
Let me help.
I can help you out. I'm not worried about the authorities.
I don't even know who you are.
I'm Commander Shepard with the Alliance military.
Well, I suppose I could use the help. You'll need this. It's the scanning device I developed. Activate it each time you see a Keeper. All collected data will automatically upload to my database. I'll even send a few credits your way for each unique scan.
What are you doing with the data once you've scanned it?
Trying to learn whatever I can about the Keepers. We see them working everywhere, yet we know so little about them. I'm a scientist. I want to know what makes them tick.
I should get going then.
Yes, I have much work myself. So long, and good luck with the scanning.
So the keepers are literally just scattered all over the place, and you just walk up to them, and that's it. You just press E, they're scanned, and it's a nice, simple, easy quest to get you a bit of money, bit of experience for each one. Yeah, it's a nice, easy quest, sort of a nice introduction, and because you can do it while just wandering around all the different areas, which we're going to be doing a lot of. It's a nice quest to just do as you're doing other things. Of course, you got to find them first, and that's the harder part. But I'm pretty sure I remember where they all are. Isn't there one down here? Is there one over there? Isn't there? Or am I thinking of... No, damn it, I think I'm thinking of the lower level. Okay, so I don't remember where they all are, right? I just sort of make it up as I go along. You might be surprised to hear that.
Oh, I'm waiting to...
Hello, Kahoku.
Commander.
You I'll talk to later. Now, where's that keeper down here somewhere? Is it on the other side? It's around here somewhere. I know it is. There it is. Hello. Another keeper. That makes what? 1, 2, 3.
Don't be ridiculous. The Volus won't be joining the council for years. I'm not so sure.
Is there one over there? Or again, is it on the other side? It might have been on the other side. This place is very mirrored. I think it was over on the other side. Don't know what that keeper's just doing there. He's just sort of there. He's not doing anything like the rest of the keepers. Most of the other keepers are all like using a terminal or something. Here he is. Keeper scanned. Gets you a little bit of cash, a little bit of experience. It's just a nice, simple little quest. And at this point, I'll take all the stuff I can get. Right, so now we can head off. I don't think there's any keepers down here. But I will just nip around just in case my memory's playing tricks on me. No, okay, we're fine. We'll take the elevator down. There's a couple of quests that trigger when you're riding in an elevator from the announcer. So riding in elevators is technically good. Technically, it's long-winded. It takes ages. And you get to listen to the canned music, which is hilarious.
I can't believe the council ignored all the evidence against Saren.
Saren is one of their best operatives. It's only natural they take his word over ours.
Oh, so now we just chase leads while this smug Turian runs around with his Geth troopers.
That's politics, Chief.
I hate politics.
No arguments from me. Politics is a necessary evil, but we shall deal with that all in good time. And we shall deal with Saren all in good time. Okay, so now we sort of wander around, and we'll talk to a few people, and we'll see about getting a few side quests.
Do not disturb the keepers.
Yep. It's a big-ass statue.
Anyone else hear that low hum? Sounds like it's coming from that statue. Makes my teeth tingle.
Could that be important later, perhaps? I don't know. Maybe. Then again, could just be making it up. So Balavan is in there. I don't need to speak to him yet. Isn't there a... Am I thinking... No, that happens later. That's... Oh, what triggers that quest? Damn it, I can't remember. Ah, look, here's the first Hanar I think you can meet. At least up on this level. Just nip up here real quick. I think there's a keeper up on one of these sides. Aha! One keeper. And then there's this. that terminal over there will come in handy later on. For now, we'll have a word with the Hannah.
Ah, human. This one is greatly pleased to see you here in my decadent emporium.
Who are you?
This one's face name is Delaninder, though many in this place simply refer to it as Delan. Please take time to examine the fine goods it has for purchase, all of great worth.
Your speech, personal questions.
What exactly do you sell?
Only the finest and most luxurious items that credits can buy. This one is able to procure almost any item the human would desire, for a price, naturally.
Why do you refer to yourself as this one and it?
For the same reason that humans are so inquisitive. It is part of our culture. Specifically, Hanar only refer to themselves in the first person with family or intimates. And we rarely do so with other species. It is just our way.
Who are you?
This one's face name is Please take time to examine the fine
Alright, what
goods
have you
it has.
got?
Show me your items.
Yeah.
Oh, this one is pleased to do so, human. You will
Standard
not be
items.
disappointed.
Shepard, I'm saying view items right now. I think can we buy a license? 98 coins. That's fine. We can buy that easily enough. Alright, so yeah, we'll buy the license because that is worth buying as it happens. There's the Krogan statue. First Krogan you meet is Rex, I think. Oh, keep her over there. Another keeper scanned. So now we need to go speak to the consort. Keeper. I don't think there's any more keepers over there, but hello, we'll talk to her.
Welcome. I am Naylina. I don't recognize you as one of our expected clients today. Would you like me to see when the consort will be able to meet with you?
Can't I just go in?
I'm afraid not. Yeah, you must understand there are many who seek the consort services. But if you wish to leave your name, she'll make every effort to meet with you.
What do you do here, Naylina?
I'm one of the consort's acolytes. Many of the people here today will not see the consort, but they expect to be attended to just the same. It's our job to ensure that they leave contented.
What exactly do you attend to?
Well, each acolyte has her unique abilities. Some soothe with song, others with conversation. As much as possible, we seek to match the needs of our clients to the skills of our acolytes. My specialty is touch. My fingertips can find every tension point in your body and relieve it.
I'd like to try out your services.
Excellent. I'll add you to our client list. We should be able to see you in 3 or 4 months.
Nobody's worth that much of a wait.
Well, that's not for me to judge. I have your name and you'll be contacted. Is there anything else?
What is the consort?
3 or 4 month waiting list.
It's difficult to explain. She's many things to many people and something different for each. Some seek her for advice, some for entertainment, others still for pleasure. Most of the time, our clients won't realize what they were seeking until after she has provided it for them.
You make her sound like some kind of oracle.
No, not in the usual sense. She's merely a woman with remarkable compassion and a generous spirit. I suggest you make an appointment and see for yourself.
That takes a while.
I think I'm done here.
Oh, well, I hope you'll return again in the future. We always enjoy seeing new clients.
Naylina.
Yes, Shaira?
Send the commander up to see me. I wish to speak with her.
Yes, of course, mistress.
Make her out to be really weird and mystical for some reason, but there you
The consort
go.
has taken notice of you. She'd like to meet with you now.
Where do I go?
Just head upstairs. She'll be waiting for you.
Yay! I get special permission because I'm special. Woo! Alright, up we go. This also gets you another quest, by the way. And I'm going to go out of my way to do as many of the side quests as possible because it unlocks more options in future games.
That is close enough, Commander. I've heard a great many things about you since your arrival here in our citadel.
What exactly do you do?
That depends on your needs. I offer advice to some, comfort to others. I have a certain problem that could use your expertise.
Maybe I can help.
I have a friend, Septimus, a retired Turian general. I won't discuss the details, but he wanted me to be more than I could be. We had a falling out. Now he spends his days in Cora's den, drinking and spreading lies about me. If you would speak to him as a fellow soldier, I believe he will listen to you and let the matter be.
What happened between you?
I respect his privacy too much to go into the details. If he wishes to tell you what happened, that is his prerogative.
What exactly do you want me to tell him?
Appeal to his sense of honor. Remind him of his position as a general. If you can convince him to stop spreading lies about me, I would be very grateful.
And that's another quest.
Now I must ask you to take your leave. I have many clients waiting to see me.
A lot of these quests have you just basically running around the Citadel area talking to people. It's one of the things that actually makes the Citadel section feel a little tedious. I mean, the Citadel itself is basically divided up into the Presidium, which is this nice, bright, white, shining area, which is very pretty, and it's where all the diplomats and all that stuff are. And then, of course, you've got the wards underneath, which are a little darker, a little more colourful. Although I do actually feel like this whole game has a kind of washed-out filter to it. But I mean, I sort of mentioned briefly that I talk about like what the Citadel is, and obviously, like from a game standpoint, the Citadel is it's the exposition dump of introducing the greater world, and it is a bit of an exposition dump. You get introduced to a lot of characters, you get introduced to a lot of other things like you know, like systems and how things work. Like it introduces the idea of oh, there's another keeper over there. You get introduced to the idea of like all the underside of things, like the information brokers, the shadow brokers, all the species and the diplomats and the Citadel Council, and there's a lot of information that kind of comes at you very quickly here. And here we have another side quest.
Hanar refuses to listen to reason. Why can't it act in an orderly and lawful manner?
You should be more tolerant. It's just trying to express its beliefs.
I am not unreasonable. The Hanar is free to spew its nonsense once it purchases an evangelical permit.
So if the Hanar gets a permit, it's allowed to preach?
No. Registered evangelicals must follow regulations. There are specific areas where preaching is legal. Failure to follow the regulations results in the forfeiture of the license.
What's the purpose behind the evangelical permits?
Forcing religious evangelicals to register for a permit weeds out undesirables. It keeps the area safe. The Citadel is too important to become a battleground for a religious war.
If you'd like, I could talk to the Hanar for you.
I have argued with the stubborn jelly all after.
Do you desire to learn of the Enkindlers? Or has the Honorable CSEC officer enlisted assistance?
Why is the CSEC officer harassing you?
The CSEC officer requests that this one purchase an evangelical permit to spread the truth of the Enkindlers.
Purchase a permit. Why does he call the Enkindlers?
Who are the Enkindlers?
Your people know them as the Protheans. They are the true creators of this one's people. The Enkindlers raised the Hanar from ignorance into consciousness by granting this one's people the gift of speech.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that, like, the Protheans did stuff like that. Like, you slowly find out more and more about the Protheans as the series goes on. Especially in the second and third games, you find out a lot about the Protheans. Like, a lot about them. And it's kind of interesting because Protheans are kind of regarded as this like amazing species that lived, 50,000 years ago, and everything in the galaxy is because of them. And as reality slowly kicks in about all the stories and everything that's actually going on here, it's actually fun to watch the regard of the Protheans just slowly fall away.
If that's all the CSEC officer wants, why not just buy the permit?
The truth of the Enkindlers is universal. This one humbly believes that the truth should not be suppressed. Exacting payment as a means of imposing limits upon the truth is an abrogation of this one's religious freedom.
Is this really how you want to represent the Enkindlers?
The truth of the Enkindlers must be made known. They gave the Hanar language, and gave the universe the mass relays. This one only wishes to spread the truth to any who will listen. There is no intent to cause trouble.
So you can either say, this isn't worthy of you if you have high enough speech. You can buy the permit. I don't think it costs too much. I think it's only like 100 credits, which you should have enough by this point in the game if your speech skill is high enough. But I'm going to go speech. Just because it's cheap.
Is this how the Enkindlers would want you to use this gift of consciousness?
The Enkindlers would wish for their message to be spread to all sentient races.
The Enkindlers wouldn't wish their message to be spread by breaking society's laws.
This one hears wisdom. Perhaps enthusiasm has clouded judgment in this matter. This one departs now, and will not intrude upon the Presidium again.
Woo! I get some Paragon points out of that.
I see the Hanar is left. Thank you.
Happy to help.
Here, for your assistance in this matter. Now, if you'll excuse me, I should report to my superiors.
We get a little bit out of it too. Ooh, some Omnigel. Always useful. Oh, that reminds me, now that I've got some characters, I should... So these are the things we've got. So I'm currently using a Lancer 1. I'd said I'd go over this at some point. So I'm thinking Banshee 3 has nice increase of damage. Shots before overheating is up to... You can usually tell if it's good, because if it's good, it's yellow, like that. Whereas if it's not, it's red. So, yeah, we'll have a go down the list real quick. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's too much there. Shotguns I almost never use. We'll do that, I guess. That's my sniper rifle. What do we want? I guess we'll go with that one. Not much there by the looks of it. Oh, I don't have the required stats for that. That's a shame. Still, okay, that's fine. So, I got that one. Nothing too much. I'd rather have the damage protection than the shield. So that's a thing. So, we can equip some stuff to Caden, I guess. Could give him that. Give him the Avenger, why the hell not? Don't know what he's more likely to use. Got Ashley's stuff. Mostly want to make sure their armor is kept up to scratch so they can actually, you know, take a few attacks, because your AI is definitely gonna want to be kept up to snuff. So we'll give him that. And it does change the look of them as well, but I don't really care what they look like. I'm only caring about the stats. You can also equip little mods here or there if you're interested in that stuff. Hang on, so we got Stimulant Pack, 7% cooldown reduction, toxic resistance. Let's take cooldown reduction on there, I suppose. Got a grenade launcher. What have we got for that? High explosive. Ooh, yes, please, I'll take that. Why the hell not? I don't think I need anything on this. What have we got? High counter, 10-12% damage. We've got some heat absorption. That could come in handy. Level 1 detection. So we'll add that, and we'll add chemical rounds. Oh, shield bypass is always good. No. It's also 30% damage. That's not what we want. We do want shield penetration. Shield penetration is one I would highly recommend you get as soon as possible. We'll actually go combat sensor, I think. which actually comes in handy. Yeah, once you get some shield penetration stuff, that's good. What I'm probably going to do is between episodes, because it takes a fucking age to do, I'll Omnigel a bunch of that stuff. You usually want to keep your Omnigel up to about 500 or so-ish. Assuming you can get it up that high. I think everything you scrap to Omnigel is an automatic 4 points, I think. But yeah, you want to Omnigel most of it for now, and then you can sell it later. But that's fine. I do like the look of the Presidium. Like, that's clearly projected, and this is just a giant sort of circle spinning super duper fast. Now let me think. I know there are some quests we can do. I think there's a couple of keepers over here as well that I can scan. There it is. One keeper. I think there's a keeper over here too. Scanned. Woo! Played this game enough, I sort of know where all the keepers are. Now, you I can speak to.
I don't have time to talk now. I'm very busy.
Oh no, wait. Oh no, that's right. I speak to you later, don't I? I remember now.
This place seems strange. There's more humans around.
Can I speak to you yet?
Commander Shepard, I didn't expect to see you here. Did Ambassador Udina send you?
I came on my own. I need information.
You humans are always so curious, always sticking your fingers into someone else's pie. Is that the right expression? Never mind, forget I asked. Was there something you needed, Commander?
Tell me about your investigation into Saren.
Sorry, Commander. I don't make a habit of giving out details about ongoing investigations.
Then can you tell me what you know about Garrus?
Garrus Vicarium? Good officer, very good in fact. But he needs to learn some patience. You'd think an officer
Yeah,
of
this
law
this
would
camera
be a
angle
bit
doesn't
more
quite
mindful of
work
rules
when
and
he's leaning
regulations.
forward in the chair.
Was there anything else?
Yeah, so you can talk to him a bit about Garrus, but in general, he doesn't really give you all that much. I can't remember if he specifically mentions anything if you get Garrus on your team, but it's yeah. So the Citadel is kind of long-winded and kind of boring. You're kind of stuck in the same sort of area for a long period of time. I mean, you know, I've been here for what, a good 40 minutes so far, and I'm probably going to be here till the end of the episode, and then for at least another hour come next time I play on the game. So anyway, last thing, there's one more keeper in there. I think that's all the keepers on the Presidium. Off the top of my head, I don't think there's one in Udina's office. So we can probably get rid of that. So now we'll head down to the ward. There's some stuff going on down there. And we'll head to...
Welcome to the Presidium. Allow me to be your guide.
Thank you. Don't need your help. Okay, so yeah, we'll go down to the ward. Ward locations. Fast travel is useful between the Presidium and the ward, otherwise. Cora's Den, that'll do it. It's the only one I can go to. You have to. I think you have to actually visit the places in order to get the fast travel. Now we're going to Cora's Den in a moment, but first I want to wander around the ward a bit. Open. Because the ward's got some interesting places if you know where to look. Pretty sure there's a keeper in here somewhere. Aha. One keeper. Now, before we finish off the rest of the ward, I'm just going to take this elevator, and this leads to an interesting place. It's a place you cannot fast travel to. It's sort of halfway between the wards and the Presidium, and it's just a tiny, weeny little area.
You happy you signed on with Commander Shepard?
I'm not sure, Lieutenant. Every time I think I have a handle on things, the universe bank's hard to port.
Well, don't let anybody know. A big gun and a confident attitude will get you through a lot in life.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it will. But, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so yeah, this area, if assuming I've gone through the right elevator, it could be the other one. I could have ended up in the completely wrong elevator, but I think this is the right one. I'll find out when it opens up, and I'll have a look around. Yeah, this is it. So yeah, this little area, there's no fast travel point in here, but you do get one keeper. It's the only way to find that, obviously. And it's just a little secluded little area. And there's a few quest-related things that you can do here, including, I think,
He always
it's on...
stops in for a few games of Quasar before he makes his drop.
Fist is gonna be pissed if we take down his supplier.
No, I thought you had to check. Oh, I could be thinking of one of the other ones. Where does that quest start? Oh, that starts down in... Yeah, okay. I remember where that quest starts. Oh, I could have come here later, actually. Never mind. Never mind. I'm forgetting order of events in my head. And I'm trying to remember. And I'm also trying to keep track of time so I can get things done before I finish up for today. Still, it's been fine. Hope you guys have been enjoying it. I know I haven't been talking as much, but this game is very dialogue heavy during certain sections. Once we sort of get past the Citadel bit, certain areas are very less heavy on the dialogue.
Expanded human colonization insists that Eden Prime was an isolated case. Nevertheless, colonist enrollment has dropped sharply. Many colonial proposals are on hold until backers have some reassurance that human colonies will be adequately protected.
It's only been like 24 hours. How fast do the people know this stuff? I don't know why that music always makes me laugh. It's just so cheesy. Here's fun. If you've got the two human characters with you, Ashley and Caden, you can actually watch this little cutscene. Only way to watch it is with two human characters with you.
Big place.
That your professional opinion, sir?
This isn't a station, it's a city.
There must be millions here. It can't be possible to track everyone coming and going.
This makes Jump Zero look like a porta-john, and it's the largest deep space station the Alliance has.
Jump Zero is big, but this is a whole nother scale. Look at the ward arms. How do they keep all that mass from flying apart?
The council represents more races than I thought. No wonder they're careful with newcomers.
They probably just want to keep everything running. It has to be hard keeping all these cultures working together.
Or maybe they just don't like humans.
Why not? We've got oceans, beautiful women, this emotion called love. According to the old vids, we have everything they want.
When you put it that way, there's no reason they wouldn't like you. I mean, us. Humans, ma'am.
You don't take much shore leave, do you, LT?
Alright, laugh it up, Chief. I appreciate the thought, Alenka, but we're on duty here.
Aye, ma'am.
I'll walk drag, ma'am.
It's just a nice little sort of human-centric sort of view of things around here, and it's neat, I think. But yeah, you can only get that if, as I said, you've got the two human characters with you. If you got an alien, it don't trigger. Was there a... yes. Another keeper around there. Now... replace your med gel there if you need it. I don't think there's a keeper in here. No, we're fine. Hello.
Hello there, Commander. I'm Dr. Claude Michel. Is there something I can do for you?
Supplies.
Take a look at what you have for sale.
Don't think you've got a license, but you might have something useful. No license, but no, this is very expensive stuff. First aid stuff, health regeneration, just armor upgrades. Useful if you want that kind of thing, but at the moment, most of the actual good stuff is a bit on the expensive side. And I'm pretty sure you can find that stuff in random loot drops as the game goes on. Now, we'll just briefly... So there's this... Oh yeah, that's right. There's the C-Sec section. I forgot about that. There. Yeah, okay. Hold that thought. Is there... Ah, there's a keeper down here. You can examine that for a codex entry. There's a keeper. You can talk to him if you want, but I don't think he's got too much to say. He mostly just confirms that Harkin, the guy we need to go speak to in Cora's Den, is an asshole. Actually, no. We'll go to CSEC section later when we pick up Rex. We'll stick to going to Cora's Den for now. Which is over in this direction. Woo. Oh, actually, thinking about it, Flux. Oh yeah, you. Hello. You're worth speaking to.
I'm Emily Wong.
Another
I'm an
side
investigative
quest.
journalist working here on the Citadel. Could I have a moment of your time?
What do you need?
I've been hunting for evidence of corruption and organized crime on the Citadel, but there are places I can't go. I was hoping you might share anything you find during your own investigation. I can make it worth your time.
How do you know that my investigation is going to uncover anything you need?
You wouldn't be investigating if it weren't big. And if it's big, it's something I'd like to hear about.
How do you know I'm investigating anything here on the Citadel?
I'm a good journalist, Commander Shepard. Word gets around.
You gotta have access to better sources. Why contact me?
I'm using every source I can find, but I think I've got a better shot with you. I've read your file. If anyone is going to uncover corruption here, it's the hero of the Skillian Blitz.
Sounds like a good cause. If I find any information, it's yours.
Thank you, Commander.
Assuming it's not classified. Yeah, that's just another side quest that gets added to your list. I think we can start off with another 2 up here. Does it kick off now or does it kick off later? It might kick off later, actually. So if you go over to... You can play Quasar if you want. It's basically 21 or Pontoon or whatever you want to call it. But here at the back, suspicious gambling machine.
I think somebody rigged this machine to funnel credits through the system. Let me trace a signal.
And there's a keeper there too.
Oh man, my sisters would love this place. Maybe when this is all over, I'll bring them here for a girls' night out.
Don't think you will.
Sorry, I'm kind of busy right now. So, what can I do for you?
What were you discussing with the Volus?
Who, Doran? Oh, I was just asking him about my sister. See, she worked for Doran before she left too. Ugh, sorry, I don't want to bore you with my problems.
I'm interested to hear what you have to say.
Well, okay. My sister Jenna left here to go work at Cora's Den. The problem is, she's working as an informant for CSEC. You know, eavesdropping on the people there. If they find out what she's doing, they'll kill her.
Being an informant is a dangerous job.
That's what I've been telling her. I don't know. Sometimes I think she stays there just to spite me.
Do you know who her contact at CSEC is?
No, it's all very secret. Last time I asked an officer, he told me to stay out of it, for Jenna's safety.
It's another side quest, by the way, in case you didn't work it out.
Just how dangerous Cora's Den is.
Would you? That'd be great. Just don't tell her I sent you. Well, I should get back to work before I...
That's one more side quest that we can do when we're at Cora's Den. That'll come in handy later. I don't think we're going to get to Cora's Den today. I got a couple of things to do, and then we'll probably have to wrap it up right before we go to Cora's Den. Yeah, I actually forgot how much dialogue there is in this game. It is so dialogue heavy. But then it's a very story-focused game, and I like that. You know, in scenes like this, it's very calm. I kind of like... Here's the thing. This section is so slow-paced to the point of almost boredom. Anyway, you get another keeper here.
Hello, Earth Clan.
Hello, expat.
No doubt you've just come back from the colonies. Will you be needing supplies?
Show me what you got.
I think we can get another license from this guy.
I am sure you will find something pleasing.
Let's go to the bottom. Yep, license purchased. They're quite cheap, so that's good. I always forget that's the way around it goes. As you can see, you get a lot of stuff here. What's that? It's a pistol, assault rifle. You can actually click the compare button and have a look at what this is versus the other stuff. It's alright. Not brilliant, but it's okay. We'll stick with getting the license. Hello.
Is that really? Wow, it's you. You're Commander Shepard, the hero of Eden Prime. I am so honored to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And you are?
My name is Conrad. Conrad Werner. They say you killed more than 100 Geth on Eden Prime.
I spent most of my time trying to stay alive and help the colonists.
Killed about 16?
Hey, I know you're probably busy, but do you have time for a quick autograph?
Anything for a fan. Here.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. My wife is going to be so impressed. I'll let you get back to work. But next time you're on Earth, I'd love to buy you a drink. Thanks again.
And I like the tagline for this. Let's just mark all this as red, blah blah blah. But you're impressed by Conrad Werner. He seems like a harmless fan. Oh yeah, the Conrad Werner side quest is actually quite funny, sort of. It gets funnier as the games go on, but for kind of the wrong reasons. You'll understand when we get to Mass Effect 2.
Welcome to Moorland's famous shop. You want many good supplies, yes?
Yes.
Let me see what you have.
What you got?
Oh, you will be pleased, I think. Very good things I have. You will see.
Standard items first, please. Yeah, that's a license. Buy the license because they're bloody useful. Oh, and a Medigel upgrade. Increases maximum unit Medigel. Yes, I shall buy that too. Oh, you also have the second one. Oh well, I can't buy that yet. Alright, that's fine. Thank you. And we're right back here where we started in the wards. Unfortunately, we're also completely and totally and utterly out of time. How about that? Yeah, so I mean, here's the thing. I didn't get as far in this game as I thought, but I do think it's still gone quite well. Thank you all for watching, everybody. I do hope you have enjoyed this, and I will see you all whenever I next see you. Take care out there, everybody. Bye-bye.